Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, small law firm in central Minnesota, and how dare you call me late? I was exactly on time. 11 o'clock. How dare you? Oh my goodness. Ugh. What's going on, y'all? What show should we do tonight? I was thinking of just ranting for 3 hours straight about the coronavirus. Doesn't that sound fun? Just do that. Just 3 hours straight of me ranting about the coronavirus. We'll do that. And I didn't really know what else to do tonight. I don't have like a plan or anything. It's tough times. Tough times. What is this? Ronversations? Ace Attorney? Yeah, we'll just do 24 hours of Ace Attorney. No, of course, tonight is Ronversation night. It is. We will be visited by the goblin himself.
Hey, 17-0, squad.
We do have some Ronversations to go through. And we will do some background story just to get us in the mood a little bit. Not a lot. We just I gotta go to find a specific tweet. Give me just a moment to do that. And that will explain exactly what was going on. What was Wednesday of last week? What was the date? Hey, hold on. I'm checking my calendar. Thursday was the 2nd. Wednesday was the 1st. I just gotta find April. Got something clear here. Something happened on April 1st, I think. Why don't I have the original post? Okay, I guess I gotta go to my original tweet. Weird things happen. Hold on. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Okay. Well, here we go. All right. I'm about ready. So, let's quickly debrief what's going on for the rest of the week. Let's talk about that real quick. Today is Ronversations episode 10. Today is Ronversations episode 10. No April Fools, no jokes, nothing. We're getting to it. Tomorrow will be Monica and Ron's filing because I apparently want to be in the ground and I want a grave dug for me in advance. That is the filing we've started. We'll go ahead and finish that up. Hopefully. Wednesday, Human Sunbeam, Ethan Van Sciver will be on the show to talk about getting murder threats or whatever, to talk about Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, to talk about the comic book industry and what's going on with it, and how coronavirus is affecting everybody. Thursday, I did not have a show. specifically planned. But it looks like Thursday may involve a Drexel show. Tentatively, we will have a Drex stream on Thursday. Hoping to have a little bit more Cuck College on Thursday involved with that. I've got a couple people to reach out to see if they will make it happen. I just found out that Thursday may be a day for a Drex show. Friday will be the Big Brain panel. That will be Mr. Peacock. That will be Mr. Birch. That will be the angriest lawyer, Mr. Josh. And that will be guest starring Mr. Ty Beard, assuming everything goes well. That is that's where we're at for shows this week. I've got some messages with It's a Reactor, Chris Poole, talk about his and Tim's situation. I don't know if I'm going to do a full interview show. I gotta talk to him. I've been bad about getting back. We've had a little back and forth, but you know, all of these filings came in at the same time, and there's been Chris was on the Kill stream, I believe, and there's all sorts of coverage of that. So we'll see. I know DSP's got stuff as well going on. DSP has people are trying to make heads or tails of the filing status of his case, if it's been switched over to an asset case or whatever. I got to look into it more. I don't have definitive answers on that. Yeah. So again, as more stuff happens with DSP's case, I will let you know, but I've got to do some research and make sure we've got the right information. Got to have the right info, right? Okay. Tuesday, I already said Tuesday is the rest of Monica and Ron's filing. Maybe. It's long, so I will try to get through it. So that's the week. That's a dang good week, if you ask me. I don't know, I'm biased, but I think that's a pretty good week of entertainment and shows, and hopefully we can get something set up for the weekend as well. But that one's up in the air at the moment. What else do I need to do to prepare for this show? I think I got to have a drink poured and ready, because I have to. This is trauma, guys. I don't know if you've ever heard. There's a word out there called traumatic, and this is me undergoing, just little old me, just by myself, undergoing the vicious abuse of a wife beater and a murder threatener. Vicious, rampant abuse. I'm going to call it sexual abuse and sexual harassment, because I think there's some parallels to how Ron would do sexual harassment with how he treats me. So I need help, and this helps me cope with the damage I'm taking from this awful abuser. It's getting real, guys. So today you'll see where the abuse comes from, and we'll get started in just a moment. He's not a nice person. Ron is not a nice person. He's not a smart person. And mean and dumb people, when you combine mean and dumb, it produces a very dangerous cocktail of cuckoldry, and you've got to watch out for it. But because dumb, mean people do extra stupid things. And this is clearly not a fiction, right? You get to see it on the screen. I bring it straight to you. The stupid thing that can be done. And spoiler alert, there's something really stupid that happened in this one. See if you can find it. If you can find it, you win a smile from me. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. RM McCuckold says, tonight's episode is sponsored by McCuckolds. Remember to get all your quarantine meals at your local McCuckolds. This week we have a special upsize your domestic abuse meal to the Uncle Touch package, and 5% of proceeds will go to beating women. Ugh. Ugh. So I went back and I found that email, purportedly from a nephew of Ron, because I wanted to remember. I'm like, what was in this thing? You know what's funny? They basically just said that none of them associate with Ron because he's just a loser. And he's been a loser forever. And he's just an embarrassment. Which I find easier to believe than just about any other accusation you could level against Ron. Is that he's a loser. What was the line from Glengarry Glen Ross? 'Cause a loser is a loser. But, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Woo. Adzuma99 says, hey, Nick, I'd like to propose a jousting match. You and Chairgoon versus Ty and Gamer Chair. Match will be 4 rounds. The loser will have to take a shot of Fuyu and talk in Lemoyne voice for the next stream. That's a good idea. What we do, we need a valley. A valley with like 2 hills where we can get the chairs going at high velocity, like on a road that'll meet down at the bottom. So we can be at maximum speed with like a push broom. And we could just, that's gonna kill someone. That's a good idea. Nigerian Paralegal says, for my birthday, I gave to the GoFundMes of Vic, Richard Meyer, and Lucas Gerhard. For his birthday, T. Greg E. begged for sound panels. As a YouTuber, can you tell us how well those substitute for charm, wit, and the ability to stick with a project? I don't have any. I don't have any sound panels. I actually think I got scammed because some company offered to give me some sound panels for free if all I did was give them, like, you know, some information and they would ship them to me, and they never sent them. I don't know what they got. Like, they didn't get a credit card number or anything, but they scammed me out of an email response, and I never got my sound panels. So now I have to, like, buy them like a normal pleb. And there's just not anywhere in town to buy them, and I don't want to ship them. I just want to go to the store and look at them, but all the music stores around are closed. So, I don't know. They, you know, my best wishes to T. Greg. Oh man, I hope he starts a channel. Oh, I mean, I'm sure you could just sit there and pay Jackbox every now and then, and that'll be good. That'll be a successful show. Deadly Chibi says, hi Nick, first super chat. Hey, hi, welcome, thank you, love the show. Wanted to talk to you in DMs about something I think your fans would buy the crap out of. Lastly, Ty. Oh, Ron, do you touch kids, Ron? I do not re-all. Aw, come on. You want to talk to, I mean, you can DM me, for sure. I mean, I don't know. Cars in Depth says, most Chinese companies operating in the US are controlled by the CCP. Can an agent be sued for the actions of its principal? Thinking of taking SAIC, GM's partner in China that has a local office, to small claims court. If you're going to sue, I mean, you could sue anybody, but suing a foreign nation in US courts runs with some risks, because for diplomatic reasons, they can just nullify. Even if you can win a huge judgment, and it can be nullified by the State Department. So it's suing an actual foreign nation is troubling. It's a difficult thing to do, or a prominent political party in a foreign nation, for example. Like if you wanted to sue the Communist Chinese Party, you would have troubles. Yeah, you could sue the company they control. I mean, if you've got a claim, absolutely. They're just a company. If they're registered in the US, all of their US assets are on the table. On the table. Okay, let's do this. Let's talk about the genesis of this. We'll start here. I'll show you where we left off. March 21st. March 21st. If you remember, Ron Toye stole my joke. The exact joke I made. It was like one of the first Ronversations jokes. Just made fun of Ron by saying "sure, Jan" because he spurged out, and so I sent that. So then the joke thief stole my joke and sent it back to me. Then I had responded, "Your brain is so riddled with idiocy. I bet you think you thought that joke up on your own." And then he sent back, "boring," because he's very, very funny. So he started gifting me. All right. Very, very cool that Ron was resorting to the gifs and top shelf gifs, really. And if you say GIFs, no. Then something happened. And what happened was this. April 1st. Funimation's filing tonight at 11 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow, Ty Beard talking neat bucks. Yeah, you know. During this show, I come across a little passage. A little passage right here. This one. Accordingly, no reader of ordinary intelligence nor any objectively reasonable reader would interpret Funimation's tweets as accusing Vic of harassing and threatening behavior, as Vic suggests. And I make fun of the fact that Funimation basically just called Monica Rial below ordinary intelligence. Hilarious. Funny. It's a good joke, I thought. Apparently, 1,300 people agreed that it was a good joke. The tweet got some traction. It's good times. All fun and games. Hilarious. Oh, what is that? Look at that. Right there. Thursday, 7:57 a.m. That's the morning after that tweet. He wakes up and sees what's happening because what do you do? What do you do to someone who is so mean to you online and does nothing but make fun of you, but sit there and go and obsessively monitor how they're making fun of you? That's the reasonable thing to do, right? Especially like you protect your account and then you have to monitor everything that they do. You must do it. That's how you should. That's how you listen. There's no better life. There's no better life in this world than if somebody has called you a dumb pile of cuckoldry or a woman beating shithead or a danger to women and children. Any of those things. What you should do then is just keep staring at what they say constantly as much as possible. So of course, like the women that he batters, he just keeps coming back. And so he immediately saw it. Wakes up. This is 7:57 a.m. I mean, he's like, wakes up, reads the tweet. That's his thing to do. And then goes and finds a couple footnotes from the documents. Because that's what he needed to do. And he finds these on his own. You can actually see these are pictures of paper. Because apparently he doesn't know how to use the snip tool for an image of a document. He uses the paper ones, I guess. I mean, I don't know why. but he has to take a picture and then edit it down like a weirdo. just snip it out, man. You got the document, don't you? I don't know. This is your morning. This is your morning. Somebody made fun of me on the internet. Imagine that. Oh, God. Huh. To quote a famous rap song, Ron lives his life by the code of the cuck. Polio64 says, if you still don't have anything planned for Thursday. Oh, I said Thursday looks like it's going to be a Drex stream. Thursday's looking like a Drexel stream. So you probably didn't see that. To everybody who missed that, hi, Thursday's looking like it might be a Drexel stream. You should try to get Dick on so you two can go off about quarantine. If you can't get him on, I demand Ace Attorney as punishment. Well, we might have a Drex stream. We may have some Cuck College. Maybe it'd be fun to have Dick on for that show too. And I'll certainly invite him. But we'll see. Legendary Devil Hunter Dante says, Nick, are you all right? All these Ronversations have me worried you might catch secondhand soy. Got to keep a medium rare steak close at all times to fight against it. Stay alpha rackets. I'm going to go eat a raw ribeye after this. And then Andrew Bin says, am I the only one here who thinks Ron looks like Jackson Galaxy from My Cat from Hell? What? Jackson Galaxy from My Cat from Hell. Never heard of it, but maybe. Okay. Yeah, and someone just, Scott Sandoval. Remember when Ron said that he would ignore anything negative people said about him? What would happen if somebody called you names on the internet? Well, I'd ignore it. I'd ignore it. It'd be fine. I'm fine if people call me a pedophile. Or people say I'm a pedophile, then I must be one. I'm going to go touch little boys. What a weirdo. Oh, my God. Anyway. So, here, I haven't read his clips. You guys have to understand that I have developed an art with this. And the art is to read only enough of each of Ron's messages to make fun of him until we get to the show. So a lot of times, the stuff I'm reading in his messages, I mean, there are some exceptions, but a lot of times, especially the long ones, I'm reading most of the content for the first time right along with you. Because I figured that's the top level of comedy I could provide. Like, if I knew everything and prepared jokes, it wouldn't be as real. But no, I like read, I skim the first couple lines, I scan the text for some keywords that I'm looking for in the big block, and then I might read the last line or two, and then I just type up a response. That's how it goes. And so then when I get to sit down with you is when I get to get into the meat of what he said. So here's Ron's here's this clip. I don't even know. So apparently, oh wait, what does he say about it real quick? He says, you missed a highlight for your show. Wink, wah, ha, ha, laughing, crying face. Okay. Notably, Vic does not deny that he engaged in inappropriate sexual behavior. Vic's own witness and supposed friend. Hey, maybe apt. Chuck Huber stated in his withdrawn affidavit at paragraph 77 that he believes Vic utilized his position of privilege in shameful ways in an attempt to obtain sex. Given Huber's testimony, which Vic himself submitted to trial court, it is hard to fathom why Vic thinks he has a claim against Funimation for its bland tweets about the Vic Mignogna situation. Interestingly, that's an opinion statement. It's not a fact statement. They would, if that were being used against them, they would object to the validity of that statement as an unqualified opinion, a non-requested opinion from the affiant, and it's from a withdrawn affidavit. So, I mean, they can point that out all you want. Also, Chuck Huber's opinion of what Vic has done isn't actually what Vic has done. And using a position of privilege in shameful ways in an attempt to gain sex is called, I hate to do this, it's called literally everything that people do. You work with what you got. If single guys work with what they've got. If it's a BMW, then it's a BMW. If it's a gig playing guitar at a bar band, then that's what it is. If it's a bass player, you don't get any. If it's a drummer, you get mad play. This is not a position of privilege in shameful ways. Well, sure, Chuck. Okay. What does shameful even mean? Does it say that he coerced anyone? Does it say that he did anything wrong? It even says attempts to obtain. So he's not violating anybody. He's not forcing himself on anybody. Even by Chuck Huber's bleak assessment, the worst thing he's done is said, hey, I'm this guy. Wanna hit Pound Town? Oh, what a crime. Somebody kill him immediately. In Minecraft. I like bass player Sakaki Onside. The problem is I'm not a hot chick. I'm not dissing bass players. Life did. Dude says, does a dyslexic machine priest in moments of darkness wonder if there is a cog? Oh my goodness. All right. So that's the first one. And he says, maybe this one too, lol, you screwed up so bad, lol. Now, to screw up, you have to have a discernible goal and then fail at that goal specifically. I'm not sure that I have. Again, I'm not the lawyer. Whatever you think of the legal documents, if you think they're great legal arguments and that Vic got screwed, I don't get to take credit for that. If you think that they're terrible legal arguments and Vic got what he deserved, I don't get to take blame for that because I can't write them. I'm not a lawyer in Texas. I'm not employed by Vic. I don't have access to Vic in any legal capacity like that. I'm not representing him. I'm not his agent. I don't talk to his associates in ways that would allow me to gather information with privilege or anything like that. I don't do that. I can't. So Ron, of course, thinks I am. He'd be wrong, but that's great. But yeah, so I'm not sure where I screwed up so bad. I legitimately don't know what Ron thinks my goal was that I failed at. All I know is that if I can get 1,300 people to like a drunk tweet in the middle of the night about Funimation calling Monica stupid, I've succeeded at one of my goals, and that's funniness. Funny comedy for me. That's it. That's it. I made a joke. People liked it. And therefore that was a success. So I'm not sure what the context is of his measure of success. For this one, I'm gonna say he's wrong. I'm gonna say he's wrong. So the other thing they said is Funimation also pleaded that Vic is libel-proof due to long-standing public allegations of sexual misconduct made against him, which defeats the causation and damages elements of Vic's defamation claim. Oh, we read this one last night. A libel-proof plaintiff is one whose reputation on the matter is so diminished that at the time of an otherwise libelous publication, it could not be damaged further. To apply this libel-proof doctrine, the evidence of record must show not only that Vic engaged in criminal or antisocial behavior in the past. This is the problem. No evidence of record has shown that Vic has engaged in criminal or antisocial behavior in the past. Ever. Squeaky clean record. Antisocial. I'm sorry. Don't take this the wrong way. But a man accused of being overly affectionate with crowds of people is the opposite of antisocial. That would be hypersocial behavior. Antisocial behavior would be something to drive crowds away from him. Something that the defendants have all tried desperately and failed miserably at doing. They want nothing more than the crowds to run away from Vic. And all they do is flocked to him in ways that are frankly baffling still. Like, even for me, I'm confused. Man, how does he, up in Kitchener, Canada, has a line, just a line of people just waiting for like an hour, 2 hours long at a time, waiting, just sitting there all day. It blows my mind. I would never sit in line for anybody, ever. I'm so, like, it's just not what I do. So it's mind-blowing to me. This is not antisocial behavior. His behavior is directly tailored towards engaging people on a social level. It's the opposite. So they've got real problems with this. And this was proven as a matter of law through Rial and Toye's evidence. Actually, no. It wasn't proven as a matter of law. It certainly wasn't ruled on by Judge Chupp. It wasn't even addressed. Didn't even address the libel proof argument. And you should be thankful, because that's a nuanced argument, and Judge Chupp didn't deal too well with nuanced arguments anyway. He would have thrown that out. Not because it's right or wrong. I mean, obviously it's wrong. But Judge Chupp would have just thrown it out because it's too complicated. Don't want to deal with it. He actually did that to all of your affirmative defenses. If you'll remember, Ron, from the hearing that you weren't at. But, you know, anyway. Oh, okay, so back to me. Uh-oh. Stung that Funimation called Miss Piggy an idiot, didn't it? So then, here we go. You realize that libel proof is not only an idiotic legal argument, but those affirmative defenses weren't put on the decision, and none of any of y'all's lawyers managed to get Careless Chupp to rule on them. In fact, your Bran, no, I meant to type brain. Brand-damaged hobgoblin lawyer was actually told to shut up about his stupid affirmative defense argument.
17-0, squawk! And about to be 36-0, wink face. Please stop winking at me, you pedo.
Ugh, stop it. Stop it. Save your winks for the boys, Ron. Oh, guys, he's saying 36-0 because he thinks they're gonna get the fee award pushed up to the maximum. He thinks that's gonna happen, and then that would be 35-0. I don't know what his 36th one is. I don't know what that one is. So, yeah. Decker Ramirez says, me. So, Ron, would you consider yourself the big, dumb, tough guy? Ron,
you take that back or I'll kill you.
Me, all right. You're not tough. Ron,
that's better.
1, 3, 2, 1. Ron,
hey! Oh, my goodness.
Dealing with this guy. Okay.
Brand damage sounds like what happens after a late night of drinking.
I don't get this joke. Can someone explain this joke to me? Like, I get that I typoed brain, but is this like a poop joke? Did Ron make a feces joke? Is that, is Ron's constitution so weak that he has a fecal problem after some whiskey? All right, so here we go. Now we get a meaty comment.
So, Nick, do you use a magic 8-ball for all your decisions or just this one?
What decision? What one? What decision are you talking about? I've been making fun of you for a year. Which choice? There's a whole lot of choices that get made over the course of a year, Ron. Which one? I have to pick what joke I'm going to use in the moment. I don't have time for an 8-ball.
Did you see or miss that sweet spot addressing who had evidence?
Does does Ron not understand that Funimation's brief is an argument? It's an argument. And it's an argument that's predicated on them having evidence and Vic not having evidence. Not that they had evidence and that Vic didn't, but that's the predicate of the argument, which means you have to argue along those lines to get the results that you need. That doesn't actually mean that you guys have presented any evidence. In fact, all of those affidavits have been made public, and all of them have been thoroughly debunked. All of them. Except maybe Michelle Speck's affidavit, which is completely irrelevant to the matter at hand. Completely irrelevant. And by the way, that one's got some sections left out that I think you know about, Ron. But that's okay. That's okay.
Should I highlight that for you?
Yeah. Highlight it so I can make fun of you more.
This is awesome. Watching you get sloppy drunk reading through the documents that show how much of a failure of a lawyer you are.
How? They don't. I didn't fight the case against you. Oh, I didn't. It would have been fun. I didn't have the resources to do it, but it would have been fun to do. Damn. I would have taken. Oh my God, guys. Imagine if I could have pulled off the representation myself. I would be $277,000 richer than I am now. $277,898. Oh my goodness. Please let me have that case. But I couldn't do it. There's no way. Just a guy 1,000 miles away. It would have been a waste of money. Would have been a waste of money. Not even licensed to practice in the state. This guy still thinks he fought me. Like I would donate all of my legal time when there's $250,000 at play. Oh yeah. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing is actually I've just been doing all the legal work for not me, for Vic for free. Pretending someone else was doing it and not paying that. What is happening here? Like what weird theory does this guy even have? Whew. I would take, you guys. I'll ask Law Twitter. How many of them would love a $275,000 client? They can guarantee the payment of, because it's going to come from GoFundMe. Oh my God, all of them would jump at this in a heartbeat. It'd be the biggest cases most of these lawyers would ever see. Certainly be the biggest case I'd ever see. I live in a tiny town. I don't take on big cases like this. Man, that's a year-making case for an individual lawyer. Anyway, and how bad you are at this brings joy to my life. How bad but what am I bad at, Ron? You have tried to harass, bully, intimidate, threaten, and silence us for over a year. Okay, let's go in order. No, not really. No, and no. The closest they could come is say that I bullied them. I will say mocked incessantly. Bully? What am I trying to get them to do? What am I bullying them towards? There's no goal of mine for them that I'm trying to use force or threats or coercion or intimidation to achieve. So, I don't think so, but I guess you could call it bullying because I'm laughing at them. That would be the biggest thing. Because, children have different definitions of bullying. If your feelings are hurt, you've been bullied. Or if someone punches you in the eye and takes your lunch money, you've been bullied. I guess, right? I've heard that. I've heard my kids call each other bullies And it varies from he stole my cat in Minecraft. And that's not even the meme in Minecraft. That's an actual Minecraft. To literally, they punched me and took my toy. Right? Bullying spans the gamut. I don't know. That's the closest one. Harass? How? How have I harassed them? I have never sent them anything with the purpose of annoying them. Now, if Ron talks to me, I respond. But you notice what happened, right? March 21st to Thursday, April 2nd, I said no words. When Ron stops talking, I stop talking. Every time. Every single time. And there will be a big span of time after a Ron message that I will be silent. He reaches out to me. Of course I respond. Of course. I have no obligation to not respond to someone. That's not harassment in any way. Technically, if I were to ask him to stop talking to me, and he kept doing it, that could be some sort of harassment. Typically for civil harassment or criminal harassment, you've got to make some effort to get the person to stop doing the thing that they're doing. But you also would have to show the intent to, annoy or otherwise bother. Like if you call someone over and over and over in the middle of the night, for example, that would be harassment, right? You send them suggestive messages or something. That could be harassment, sure. I don't do that. The worst thing I've done is make fun of them on my own show and in public that they are not invited to. I'm not sending them the link like, ha, lol, get wrecked, scrub. Here's the link to watch yourself lube up. No, I never do anything like that. I wouldn't dare do anything like that. This isn't about them. It's not for them. It's for me. I'm making fun of people in public. I have a right to do so. So do you. So do they. Mockery is completely allowed. So I'm not sending it to their employers. I'm not sending it to their relatives. I'm not trying to interfere with their business. Don't care. Just making jokes about a fatso and a cuckold. That's it. And I will continue doing that forever. Even if they change who they are. But couple like this, wow. So there's no harassment. And remember, Monica knows the legal definition of harassment. She called Vic that. Intimidate? Intimidate how? How? What is that? What am I doing to intimidate you? I'm laughing. Now, I told you couldn't afford this. I was right, by the way. I was right. That $300,000 bill. The only thing I was wrong about was how much you couldn't afford it. That bill's over 300 grand right now, y'all. Can you afford it? I can't. Who could afford that? $300,000 over some bullshit. Let's see. Threaten? Threaten what? Threaten them? What does that even mean? Never have I ever offered physical or other harm to these people. Nothing but laughter and jokes. Silence us. Oh, Ron, sweetheart, pumpkin, booby. If I wanted you silent, I would block you. I wouldn't broadcast what you say to the world. Please keep talking. It's going so well. I mean, be quiet. Yeah. Plus, what leverage have I tried to exert over these people? What has come out? I don't know. This guy's a weirdo. When we win everything, what will you say? I'll say, damn, that sucks. Vic got a raw deal. But I'm sure glad that his fans are behind him. I'm sure glad that he's still getting conventions. I hope that he finds a way to turn that into a way that he can engage his fans and produce things that his fans like and would like to consume and support himself for the rest of his life. That's what I'll say. You've heard it here. Heard it here. If they win everything, I will say something along those lines. Man, I'm sure glad Vic's still alive. I'm sure glad he's still getting conventions. I'm sure glad that not everybody was swayed by the lies of a couple assholes. And that he's got some platform that he has the ability to utilize. And he's going to have to do it. I mean, it'll be up to him to utilize that platform for the rest of his life, to support himself and to engage with the people he likes. That's it. I'd call that a success, by the way. Still. Not a legal success. I hope he wins, obviously. I said months and months ago that my goal was that even if Vic loses, that he has a career at the end of the day and that he has fans that support him still. Because people needed to know the truth. They needed to know the truth, no matter what the court says. Courts get shit wrong all the time. I think we've all recognized this. Even if there's a technically legal excuse for something, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just ask OJ. Just ask OJ. Right? Will you apologize to anyone for the lies? You listen here, you little fuckface. No lies. None. Find one. Find a lie. Ever. Don't lie. I've gotten a couple things wrong. I come out and admit it. Immediately. If I've got something clearly wrong, come out and admit it. I don't lie. I don't have a reason to. You people are such scumbags that I wouldn't ever have to lie for you to be unlikable. You're like marbles in that shitty Vin Diesel movie with John Malkovich. You are unlikable. You just are so uncharismatic and awful, awful people that I don't have to lie. I just have to put what you say out to the world and everyone will hate you because you're so, so terrible. I'm still waiting. By the way, I've been talking to this guy for a long time. Still don't know what lie. He just says I lie. Manipulation. Manipulate who and how? Who and how? What manipulation? I don't... Again. I don't know. I don't know. And garbage you sold them as a sure thing? Go back. Check the tape, Ron. Check the tape from the beginning. It's always a chance to lose. No matter how reasonable your case is. Always, always, always a chance to lose. Never a sure thing. Defamation cases are hard. The TCPA is extremely powerful. TCPA is very hard to overcome. Now, I think Vic has a case, but the TCPA is a real problem. Check the tapes, you little gremlin. Check them. It's all still there. Master liar and manipulator. I keep everything up that I've ever said online. The only shitheads who have taken down anything I've said are other people who've taken down my old Twitter account. If it were up to me, all of that would still be out there. I don't mind eating crow if I'm wrong. I really don't. It's okay to be wrong about stuff. This world is in this weird place where you can't, like, being wrong is somehow some cardinal sin, even though people are wrong about their fucking grocery bills every day. Who cares if you're wrong? You get it wrong, you go, oh man, got that wrong. That sucks. And then you move on. I take all of it. Take all of it in a heartbeat. Sorry, Ron. Your side destroyed a whole bunch of evidence of me being wrong or whatever you want. They took all of that. If it were up to me, it'd still be there. Next. You're not even brave enough to admit, even now, that the lawsuit was the worst idea ever. No, Ron. This is where you get to be wrong. The lawsuit wasn't the worst idea ever. Even if Vic loses everything, the lawsuit wasn't the worst idea ever. Because you didn't achieve your goal of having him at a funeral. Fuck. Eat a dick. You wanted him in the ground. You knew it would happen. He's not in the ground today. And that's partially because of the lawsuit. He gets gigs today, partially because of the lawsuit. He has a bunch of fans who know that the allegations aren't true because he undertook the risk and the effort to sue your lying ass and say, this isn't true. It's just not true. That's because of the lawsuit. Worst idea ever? I don't think so. Let's see. Andrew Binns says 36-0 is actually a comparison of Monica's body count to his. Oh, God. Woo. I think it's also waist size. No, wait, 36. That's not nowhere near that. Sorry, that was a mistake. I'll own that one. Peace be upon me. Peace be upon me. Bob the Troll King says, Nick, while I know Vic, you, and Tyle appreciate the GoFundMe, can you please reverse shill it? I don't want people to irresponsibly donate during a lockdown. Take care of yourself and family first. Vic wouldn't want us to hurt. Yeah, I actually, you might not have been there. I said this during the Funimation stream, I believe, or was the one before. It was one of the last times I shilled the GoFundMe. I said, look, never ever put yourself in jeopardy for me, for Vic, or anything like that. Make sure your home is shored up before you do any donating to anybody else. I know many people are out of work. Absolutely. I reverse shill it as often as I can think about it. And I have from the get-go said, please always make sure your home, your own finances are in order before you're contributing anything. So a good reminder from Bob the Troll King. And again, I hope all of you are staying employed or getting the sweet, sweet Trump unemployment or getting some Trump stimulus or whatever you need to survive. I really do. I really do. So Ryan K says, here's the thing, Ron, you scrote hair of a man. You have actually harassed Nick more than he has you. Message. Nick has never mailed you anything like books. No, Ron didn't send me that book. To be clear, that book did not come from Ron, like you have. I forget who sent it to me, but I read the note. Ron recommended the book. Someone else sent it to me because they found it on a bargain bin or something like that. And you have constantly walked up to fight, not Nick. Yeah, I don't do that. Archangel Nishan says, as they say, Nick, the battle may be lost, but the war can still be won. As long as Vic has us fans, he seriously won this war. True. That's the true statement. It really is. Also, what's your opinion on what we fans can do about the recent news with Funny? I'm scared now. What recent news with Funny? I don't know about this. I'm not sure what you're talking about. And then Paul Godin says, $1 per day until I retire from the Navy. Thanks for helping with my endgame. Hey, Paul. Oh, my goodness. I wish I had some naval strength gin with me, but I don't. I'll take a sip to your buddy. I probably got really quiet. I'll take a sip to your retirement, buddy. Avoid Corona Chan in your last 24 days. Funimation has gotten position at the table in Japan to fix anime for a worldwide audience. Oh my god. Great. Fantastic. Ooh, they'll fix that problematic anime that they've been producing. That'll be great. I don't know what you can do. Stop buying their shit. Just don't buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Simplest answer in the world, hardest thing in the world to do. Hardest thing to do. It really is the hardest thing to do. If you don't like it, if you don't like what they're doing, don't buy it. There's lots of ways to get around buying anime. For example, watching literally anything else. There you go. Creating a studio and getting anime and making problematic anime. Oh man, if I could get my hooks into making expressly problematic anime, like Comicsgate or whatever, right? Where I was an independent producer of anime that just did away with social justice bullshit, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't have the skill set or the connections yet to do so. If I ever do, you'll know immediately. Immediately. I will make the best. If I ever had the opportunity, I will make the least PC anime you could find. That's it. Anyway, sorry. Your inability to grasp the blatantly obvious is astounding. Oh, what is this? I think the pot might be calling the kettle a Negro. Come on, Ron. Come on, Ron. Okay, I sent him a long message. The reality that you still, after all this time, have the story so wrong is amazing. The fact that you still, after... the L is by the delete key. Sucks. All this time, don't understand what harassment, bullying, or intimidation, threats, or silencing are, is amazing. You can't point to a single instance where I've done anything other than mock you and Monica. It's actually funny how much that affects you. It's funny that you are such an abusive shithead that you are literally incapable of doing anything other than what you're doing now. I'm telling him flat out. I'm telling him right now what he's doing. And he can't do it. He's broken on the inside. He's broken. The man don't function. The man don't function. He's broken. He can't not do this. It's why you abuse women. It's why you likely abused your son. It's why you abuse those around you. It's why you abuse the Yosts. It's why you probably abuse Monica. It's why you abuse Vic. You're an abuser with power and ego problems. You try and leverage perceived power over people to manipulate, control, or hurt them. Didn't you start dating Monica as a property manager or landlord or something? Ron Toye is a man who has used his position of privilege in an attempt to achieve sexual encounters. Fuck off, Chuck. Didn't you employ at least one of the Yosts and have one or both of them living with you for a year? How much influence do you still hold over those ladies? Ron, you are unhealthy, and so are your relationships. Sometimes you gotta bring them hard truths, if you know what I'm saying. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I can be a dick. I'll own it. It's okay. Oh, okay. Whew. We're still on Thursday. So then Ron sends this. Again, citing other people's briefs. Ron is not citing his own, just Funimation's. And again, he literally hand highlighted and hand underlined this brief. So he highlights Tammy Denbo investigated allegations made against Vic by his anime co-star defendant Monica Rial by two fans who interacted with Vic at a convention and by a former Funimation employee. This actually false. We have nowhere established that Sarah Breckmeyer has ever talked to Tammy Denbo or reported anything to Funimation. Ever. It wasn't actually reported by her. As far as the information they've provided, it was reported by Monica Rial specifically. And notice that Tammy Denbo, based on her interview of the two fans, Rial and of Vic himself, among others, not mentioning the specific former Funimation employee that they just mentioned ahead, Denbo concluded that all allegations against Vic were credible, and her conclusion was reported to Funimation. I want to point this out. The only person not under Ron's gross landlord thumb is Tammy Denbo. Or not Tammy Denbo, fucking Sarah Breckmeyer. Sarah didn't report this to Funimation as far as we know. She's never spoken publicly, hasn't produced an affidavit, and according to Tammy Denbo, was never interviewed. I'll say it again. Ron, you better hope none of this comes back, because I have a feeling that investigation will get produced. And if that investigation gets produced, people might hate y'all even more than they already do. Wouldn't it be a shame if you don't have a document about the investigation? Wouldn't that be a fucking shame if you didn't have a single document about that investigation? If there were no documented anything outside of the emails between Tammy Denbo and Monica Rial about Vic's investigation, if there was nothing, wouldn't that be a shame? I mean, because remember, all Funimation had to do, Funimation could have saved itself $200,000 by just sending an email with an attachment to Ty Beard with that investigation says, "We got him. Eat shit." And what do you do? What do you do? Ever? You're even Elon Musk, right? Even Elon Musk. Bill Gates, whoever. Pick your billionaire. You're a billionaire. You can spend $200,000 on a lawsuit. Or you can send an email with an attachment that just says, da-da-da-da-da, here's our investigation, here's all the things that happened that we found to be true, done. What do you pick? I pick the email and I buy myself a Maserati. I don't know about you guys. That's what I choose. That's my choice. Hell, if you already have a Maserati, just bathe in it. Who cares? Buy a claw-footed tub and fill the rest with singles and just soak. Fill it with pennies and pay the laborers to bring the pennies in. Anything other than spending $200,000 on a lawsuit when you could send an email with an attachment. Here you go. Here's the investigation. Piss off, idiot. We win. Why didn't they do that? Demon's Wrath and Aston Martin is more than $200,000, sir. That's why I went for the Maserati. Again, I don't understand this. They could have just sent it to Vic and it would have been done. And then if he pressed on with the lawsuit, they could have released it publicly. Here you go. It's in the filing, jackass. And they still didn't do it. Look at this thing. look at this thing. You think I don't sniff bullshit? I smell bullshit everywhere I go. It's unavoidable. It is unavoidable. You could have published that report, no problem. No confidentiality. You could have just laid it out there and absolutely devastated him. You didn't. Instead, you spent $200,000 to not publish the report. I can't think of a worse spending of money ever. Anyway. On January 29th, Karen Mika, an officer at Funimation, told Vic by telephone that his conduct was unacceptable and that Funimation was letting him go effective immediately. Sure. Okay. And again, Ron is here pretending like no one's ever been fired for bullshit before. But sure. Do it for the likes, but I like to do things for the truth. Still hasn't produced it. Just so we're clear, has had a year to produce that evidence. We'll produce it eventually. We're under a lawsuit. We'll produce it eventually. When? When will you do it? When will you do it? Perception Check says, did you know Rial is the voice behind the literal embodiment of the I swear officer, she's really 700 years old, Lolly, i.e. Dance in the Vampire Bund, brought to us by Funimation. This anime was up to their standards. Someone brought that up on the Funimation document stream. I did know that. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. They still haven't produced the truth. Can't do it. They can't do it. Because every time they try to put forth the truth, people actually fucking look into it. And they go, wait, there wasn't a balcony though. She says she went to a balcony. There wasn't a balcony though. Wait, she says she went back to his room after dinner after he assaulted her, but why would she go back if she was so petrified and terrified of him? That doesn't make sense. Wait a minute. Why is she going to his room to view for the first time an anime that she voiced with him, a project of his, not even an anime, a live action thing that they voiced together that she was in? She hasn't seen it? This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. Or wait, so he asked some twins if they would want to get down, and then they tried to leave, and he like forced a kiss on them, and then they left. Wait a minute, don't people normally force a penis on women if they're like an uncontrollable horn dog that's sexually assaulting them? Wait, weren't there two of them? Did the other one speak up? Oh no, she just waited there and she got a forced kiss too? They could have just walked out the door. They could have said no thanks. They could have done literally anything. Wait a minute. You're telling me he took a picture with Kara Edwards and it was him pulling her hair and this was captured by a friend of theirs and no one said it? Oh, they posted it to Facebook and they were like, look, they recreated the cover of a romance novel? Oh, damn, that's weird. Wait, you're saying he was banned from Takosho-con and then he went back the next year even though he was banned, and Lynn Hunt had a spurg out on some forum because she totally knew that he was totally banned, but he went back there next year anyway? Wait a minute. It's because literally every single thing that you guys have accused him of has been thoroughly debunked. You haven't produced any truth. Everything you produce are lies. And it doesn't even take that much investigation. It literally takes random people on the internet just checking Google Maps to find out the hotel only had one level and no patios even to be confused by a dumb fucking fat chick for a balcony. Look, I know it's dangerous for her to be on second floors, but she still called it a balcony. As if the structural integrity of any balcony could support that. There wasn't even a patio at the stupid motel that they were at, you weirdo. It's all lies, Ron. And anybody can find it. Silent6875 Bauer says, hey, Nick, I'm going to turn 20 this May, but instead, COVID has taken my brilliant former high school teacher of 34 years. Please shill the GoFundMe, even though I cannot endorse it. Memorial Fund for Kimarley Wen. Drink one for her. I'm going to put it in chat because it's the pronunciation is Wen, but it's spelled Nguyen. Whoops. It's in the chat. If you guys want to check that out and support it, you can. Drink one for her. Well, I think that might get dangerous. I will take a sip. I will take a sip. We're alternating between the Kentucky small batch bourbon and the beet vodka. Bring up an image of the hotel in question. I don't have it readily available. It's on the farms. Everybody's found it. I can't remember if I did. I believe I asked Stan Dolan if there was a balcony there, and he's like, nah. But don't hold me to that. I don't remember if I actually asked him specifically about the balcony. But I remember checking the Google Maps and the farms when people brought it up that, oh, hey, there's no, because I just took it, right? I just assumed. I'm like, oh, well, probably a balcony on that. They probably stayed at some hotel with a couple levels. And there's got to be a balcony because it's a hotel. There's balconies at lots of hotels. Nope, not this one. Not even patios. Anyway, that is the biggest difference between us. You want attention and validation. No. I don't want attention or validation. I mean, let me correct this. I love that people watch the show. If this case didn't exist, I would try and find other ways to attract people to watch the show. You want attention and validation. I don't want validation. Ron wants validation. Ron wants validation over and over again. He assumes that I do. I don't know what he even means by that. Listen, I've said a long time what my goal is, and my goal necessarily cannot be victory in the lawsuit because I'm not the lawyer. Now, I want Vic to win, but that's not a goal of mine because I can't influence the lawsuit. I can't do it. Validation? I don't know what that even looks like in this case. And I wanted the truth to be open for everyone. So why haven't you provided it? Why is your account protected? Why aren't you blaring the truth from the rooftops? It's because every time you speak, everybody says, hey, you're a fucking liar, isn't it? Isn't that the problem, Ron? Like the last time you talked to me when you went on some weird little YouTube show with two women who probably don't know that you would literally beat them if you had a Logitech in your hand. They had no idea. And then they had to shut down their channel because people organically, absolutely organically, went out and said, hey, this guy's a piece of shit who beats women and threatens to murder children and judges or their families. Right? Sorry. I bet you wish I was behind that. I wish I was behind that, Ron. That's funny. What happened to you is actually funny. I wish I would have had something to do with it. I didn't. I don't roll that way. Sometimes my life would be so easy. Things would be so easy if I could just target, harass people down. But I don't do it. I've made a really strong effort not to do it. I get accused of it. I've been accused of it for 2 years now. Not just the Vic stuff, but other stuff. I actually never, ever tell people to do it. I never tell people to do anything. I get accused of it over and over. It'd be easier for me to just say, yeah, go ahead and do it. But I don't. I don't, because I don't roll that way. It's like when I was a kid, I used to play like Transformers. My sister would have Barbies. I would have Transformers, and we'd build Lego houses and play with them together, right? The Barbies would be forced to marry Transformers. The ones who had to get married to Jazz always ended up divorced. That's a joke. Oh my God, that's a joke that's probably not okay to YouTube. Wait, what am I kidding? There's no divorce. They just never got married. No, Optimus Prime always married Barbie, and then everybody else had to marry their friends, right? Her friends. Poor whoever got married to Bumblebee, man. You're like a little midget cuck. What? I don't even want you. Listen, Stacy. Do it. Don't do Jazz dirty like that. Even what's his face? Michael Bay did Jazz the dirtiest. You know it. You know it. Michael Bay, Jazz torn in half. The only black man in the entire movie gets absolutely killed by Megatron. Rude as shit. Oh my God. Anyway, what I would do if I didn't get my way, because I'm the younger brother. What I would do is I would cry and scream that my sister hit me, even though she didn't. And eventually, you know what my sister did? Because kids are smarter than adults. She would just hit me. She'd just do it. Like, she hit me. Wham! Done. Hit hard. That's because I deserved it. For the past 2 years, Ron, I've been accused of this, and I've still never done it. God, I wish I had. It'd be so much funnier. So much funnier to target people, to harass you. But I don't roll that way. Good job on the likes, though. Oh, thanks, buddy. I was pretty proud of them, too. It's not every day that 1,000 people find your joke funny. That's a good thing. That's encouraging and edifying to me. If 1,000 people find your joke funny, then you've made a good joke. That's good. That's a club. You could sell out a club with that joke. There you go. 17-0, squawk. All that matters until 36-0 happens. Someone suggested that I take a shot for every time he says 17-0. I would already be dead. I would already be dead. So then, look at this. Look at how much he cannot even take it. We got to see what did Vic say. And of course, Ron misses. Notice what he doesn't highlight is that last paragraph. That does not excuse making anyone feel badly, and I'm deeply sorry. Again, Vic, yes, don't ever apologize. You don't know. You don't even know if you made anyone actually feel badly. I know this is weird, but anonymous people on the internet sometimes lie. On occasion. Rarely, though. Rarely ever. It's hard to find on the internet, but when there's like an anonymous forum called Pretty Ugly Little Liars or something else, occasionally, once maybe in a menstrual cycle, someone will come out and they'll lie about someone for attention or clout or kudos or backpats or likes or whatever. They'll do it. They'll do it. You have no idea if you've ever made anyone feel badly. If they emailed you specifically to say that they felt badly, one, unless you know who that person is, they could be putting you on. Two, if they reached out in that way, then maybe, and gave you a credible story that you remember, you could say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that in that way. Or someone comes up to you at a convention and says, hey, by the way, a couple years ago, you put your arm around me, and I actually have social anxiety disorder, and it's really, I'm averse to touch, so I appreciate you and your work, but I would prefer that you don't touch me again because it really. Then you can say, oh, I'm sorry, I had no idea. A lot of people like if I put their arm around them. I was just trying to reassure you. You can work that out on your own. You can do that. You can do that. Anybody who says, he hugged me and I was deeply offended, it really, just stand in front of a train. No one, don't get hit by it. Oh my God, that would be a disaster. That would be terrible. But but stand in front of it for a while. Because of course, no one giving someone a hug means to hurt anybody. And you don't actually have to apologize to it. You don't do that. You don't have to apologize for being positive and affectionate and someone taking it in a negative way. Look, you grab their anus or something, little different story. Those aren't the stories. Those aren't the stories. Put your arm around someone, they're like, hey, I don't like having my arm around me. Would you please not do that again? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I was just trying to be nice. Of course no one cares. Of course. Anyway, I would also like to sincerely apologize to anyone who ever felt my interaction with them. He underlines a hug. Ron, this is hard for you. Because this, Ron, when you go to give people hugs, and when you do, and they recoil from you, it's from this. Like when you go to hug your ex-wife or your son, and they go, and they wince. Hello, you're an abuser. You're an awful, awful, nasty human being who beat people. When they recoil from your hugs, that's why. For most people, they don't recoil from hugs. For people who they stand in line for 4 hours to see because they're their anime hero or whatever, they don't recoil from hugs. They don't do it. A kiss on the cheek or forehead, they don't recoil from those either, unless you beat them with remotes. You disgusting, abusive pile of garbage. It was just a remote and it was just a tap. Sure, Ron. Sure. Oddly enough, my wife doesn't have any stories about me just tapping her to let her know that she was wrong. Weird. I know. But my wife doesn't have any polite correction stories of just tapping her with something physically. Just when I thought that she needed to shut her mouth. Degenerate piece of shit. Woman beater. Anyway, was crossing a line. Never in a million years would it be my intent to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Shocking. Shocking, I know. Vic, you didn't do it. Rather, it was meant to show gratitude or support. I come from an affectionately expressive family where such displays are commonplace. Of course. But I understand that not everyone feels the same way. He does. He doesn't actually understand this. I want to point this out. This, I would say, is not true. Not being mean to Vic here. He doesn't understand this because he can't possibly understand this because it also isn't true. It also isn't true. It's built on a foundation of lies. It's built on a foundation of lies. The idea that not everyone feels the same way, bring a credible person forward who doesn't feel that way about the hug that they received while standing in line watching everybody in front of them get a hug too. Find it. It's impossible. Hence, I will not be interacting the same way with fans in the future. Never do that. Don't do that. Don't say you're not going to do that. Because your fans actually want you to hug and interact with them. They've been coming back to you for 20 years despite you acting the same way. Don't change. Don't change because cucksent didn't occur. I consent. Well, I don't. Cucksent is not your concern. You don't change your behavior because of cucksent. To my fans who ask me for hugs, etc., I'm sorry. To all of you, I'm sorry because people who aren't my fans made up something on a website. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. But please know I'm no less grateful or supportive of you. Of course you are. I mean, not to be mean, but if you don't hug people that you would normally hug, of course you're less supportive. It's the whole idea of the hug, to show support. Now, obviously he was forced to say this by people who have no idea what they're doing, but that's okay. That's okay. That happened. Here, Vic did not deny that his behavior at conventions made others feel uncomfortable. Actually, he doesn't. I'm not going to go through this whole one. You can find it yourself. You can find this yourself in the Funimation documents. We don't know at all that this ever occurred. And this is, again, why you just can't say it. You just don't say it. We don't know a single thing made anyone feel uncomfortable at the convention. What we know is lying pieces of shit like Emmett Plant, several years later, denied their cuckscent that they gave at the convention while they were trying to get Vic's balls in their mouth. Hey, Emmett. Hi. You were sucking him off on Twitter the entire time while you witnessed this horrible thing that he did. You're a lying piece of shit, too. Everybody knows. Everybody can see. You were okay with the abuse of the woman who didn't complain, and you revoked your cuckscent 5 years later when it was politically expeditious for you to do so. Anyway, couple more receipts. Notice the dates. Notice the dates. What? So the first one is January 20th. And the second one is February 13th. Okay. What receipts? What's significant about those dates, Ron? Are you going to lie and suggest that your fat fucking fiance didn't go talk to publications under a condition of anonymity because she's so stunning and brave before that? Or are you gonna lie and suggest that she wasn't retweeting? She wasn't liking the stuff? She wasn't supporting it? You gonna lie about that? February 13th is after he was publicly announced fired by Funimation. I mean, I know Funimation pretended that they didn't talk on February 5th to Anime News Network about it. Or was it February 4th? I don't remember. I don't recall, right? I mean, I know we can all pretend that these dates matter in any meaningful way, but they don't. You really screwed the guy. Hope he knew it was for the likes. Wink face. Well, listen. When I screw someone, it's always for the likes, baby. What kind of weird thing is that? Next. If you wanted the truth for everyone, why haven't you produced any of it, Ron? Also, it's funny that neither you nor the lawyers can read that apology tweet. I mean, obviously they're intentionally misreading it, but based on our interactions, I think you genuinely don't understand. You're embarrassingly stupid. Because again, what does he leave out of the apology tweet? Last one. Sexual harassment, sexual assault, or most disturbingly, pedophilia are completely and utterly false. Notice he didn't highlight or underline those. Or the likes. It's amazing that you still don't understand the profession of someone so close to you. Maybe she's keeping you at arm's length. I don't know. I don't know how he doesn't understand that Monica's profession absolutely depends on likes. It must. And the fact that now over 1,300 people have liked that tweet, that stings. That stings someone like Monica. My Twitter account isn't very big. God, I wish it was my original one. My original Twitter account would have been well over 30,000 people by now. Just based on the growth rate that it was under. It would have been well over 30,000 people. It would have been much more than 1,300 likes on that one. Too bad. We'll never know. We'll never know. But Monica, seeing an account with 11,000 followers, get over 1,300 likes on a joke about how terrible she is, that's not good. That's not good, by the way. That's concerning levels. Of course, that's what sparked this conversation. It's concerning levels. Gay and Still at Large says, my dad abused my mom. He could be a Ron and downplay it since he didn't outright smack her, but every time we talk, he regrets what he did and how he failed to be in my life. That's what men do, Ron. They own up to what they did and do better. Get fucked. Wow.
You mean 16 affidavits are not enough? Lol. How much more proof do you need?
Any.
We have him admitting it.
Nope. Actually expressly denying it.
Our 16 affidavits.
Which he, by the way, I know it's uncomfortable for your lawyers, Ron, and you, but in his affidavit and his unsworn declaration, he expressly denied everything in all of those affidavits.
Multiple court documents.
What are court documents outside of judgments?
Multiple news outlets.
Oh, you mean the Dallas Morning News that you paid for the story? That one? That one, Ron? With the Dallas Morning News specific headshots and the Dallas Morning News asking you not to be in the courtroom because they wanted a picture of only the women. That one, Ron? That Dallas Morning News? Because they wanted to stage photos of the women crying together in solidarity while they sat there the entire time with resting bitch face. The entire time. Those three harpies sat there with resting bitch face. Until the photo op during a break where they all conveniently cried together. That one, Ron, how much did that cost? How much did that cost? You little marmot. And your videos covering it all. Yeah, my videos. That's right. Use my videos as evidence, Ron. That'll go great for you.
You can say we didn't produce evidence, but the receipts show something different.
You didn't buy anything, bitch. You don't get a receipt.
Do you know who admitted under oath that they didn't have any? Hint, you raised a ton of money for him.
That's not true. But, I mean, I get how you can misunderstand. Your affidavits have more lies in them than Lemoyne's lungs have holes. Monica's is super funny. Every aspect of it debunked by reality. Did you ever ask her why she went back to Vic's room after dinner if he was so unkind to her? Why she willingly lied to her friend Michelle about what happened? The answer is obvious to everyone else. It was a lie, Ron. And if you believed it, she lied to you as well. That shouldn't come as a shock. She likely fears you'll hit her. Arcana Genesis. Which Twitter account is working right now? Rekieta Media. At Rekieta Media. You want to follow me on Twitter? It's at Rekieta Media. It's on the overlay here, right below my face. Where is it? Right there. There's a Patreon, and right below it is Rekieta Media on Twitter. Type that in, follow me. You'll be able to follow me.
This concept might be too big for your brain, but let me try to explain. I can't write in crayon via Twitter, but I will try my best.
Ron, does this... I want to point out the stupidity of Ron. I just noticed it. Ron literally... Yeah, by the way, look at how long this is. Oh my God. Ron literally just sent me literal photographs of hand-drawn documents. But this dumb pile of garbage can't figure out how to write in crayon on Twitter. He can't figure out how to write in crayon on Twitter. You literally just write in crayon on a piece of paper and take a picture. That's all you do. God dang it. I wish I had a crayon with me. I would do it right now. It's Jesus. You literally just posted pictures of physical documents. Just write in crayon on a piece of paper and say, lol, you're an idiot, and misspell idiot because that'd be even funnier, and then just send it. That's how you write in crayon on Twitter. You basically just did it. How are you this dumb? She went to his room because they were friends. Hey, man. Listen. 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 If I'm friends with an ugly chick and she's like, hey, this is before pre-marriage. Pre-marriage. Because right now I wouldn't go over to a female's house without my wife. I just won't do it. Sorry. If I'm friends with an ugly chick and she says, hey, why don't you come hang out in my dorm room or whatever? And I go over there and she attempts to do the sexual assault on me. You know what I don't do after dinner or literally ever again? Go back to her room. Ever. Ever. Friends or no friends. Doesn't happen. Because I wouldn't, not my type, not my thing. Never. Let me think. Never. In fact, there's this really nice girl in college. She happened to be a hairstylist. Worked at a hair salon or whatever. And I was in the same math class, and we were in a study group. And she invited me to come get a haircut. For free, gratis, on the house. I, being a naive young pup, went and got a haircut. In the middle of the haircut, she asked me if I wanted to do something, something else than the haircut. And in the most uncomfortable moment of my life, not really, but pretty close, right? I said, yeah, actually, we're not really friends like that. Wasn't attracted to her at all. Zero attraction. She was nice. I helped her with algebra. That's all. This was before I was a lawyer. I could actually do math. So I said no. Do you know how many times I saw her after that? And we were friends in a study group. Never outside of the study group. Not once. Never. And she wasn't doing anything, like this wasn't even a sexual assault or anything like that. Although she did have my hair in her hands at the time. And that haircut was not finished. And I had to think long and hard about that answer, like, oh shit. I could have a bald stripe by the end of the night, right? But no, never. Because I wasn't into her like that. If she had forced a kiss on me or thrown me on a bed, and she was bigger, not a huge girl, but she wasn't little. She might have been able to shove me at some point. Never, ever would I go back. Ever. Ever. Of course not. Because you don't want to give if nothing else, you don't want to give the wrong message. Even if you weren't intimidated by the person. Don't give the wrong message. I don't want to keep communicating to this person that I'm interested, because I'm not. Monica went back, and not only that, pretended to be Vic's friend for the next 10 years or whatever. 13, 12 years. That's because it didn't happen, Ron. That's because it didn't happen, Ron. Anyway. She had zero reason to think he would hurt her. Up to that point, their relationship was solid. In her affidavit, she talks about how they barely knew each other. After he assaulted her, she tried to brush it off as a misunderstanding on his part and tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Things never said ever by an assault victim. Never, ever has an assault victim said, this is just a misunderstanding. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the fucking doubt. What? What? Listen. I've been friends with this person for like a year. He punched me in the face. Look, that's a misunderstanding. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Nope. I've been friends with this person for like a year. Tried to put their dick in me. Probably a misunderstanding. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Double goddamn nope. Imagine you are so charmed up here. You are so charmed that tried to put a penis inside of you is a misunderstanding that deserves the benefit of the doubt. What? Let me look. Just an accidental dicking. Oh my God. What? What? She felt bad for not telling Michelle what happened. No, she didn't, Ron. She's a liar. How can you be such a simp? No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Ron, why do you think she didn't feel bad? Why do you think she did it? If she felt bad at all about that encounter, she would never, ever have felt bad about telling her friend that. Ever. She felt bad about it. Whoa. Whoa. You're engaged to someone or whatever. I don't know if they were engaged at the time. You're dating my friend. Not only do you accidentally have a misunderstanding penis try to enter me, I then get on the phone and apologize for you about it. Wait. What? What? Just don't get on. You don't have to lie. Just don't get on the phone. Just don't get on the phone. That's the simple. Get on the phone. After dinner, when she came back to his room, by her words, not by anybody else's. This is after dinner. The alleged assault happens before dinner. This is after she's been rescued by Stan Dolan, who doesn't remember any of this. She's been rescued, goes to dinner, spends an entire dinner not talking about it, then goes back to his room to a balcony that doesn't exist, then gets on a damn cell phone to lie to her friend about what happened because of a misunderstanding. And just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt? You described in your affidavit an assault. He grabbed you roughly by the arms, threw you onto the bed, and climbed on top of you. That's a misunderstanding? Wait. Huh? What did he misunderstand? Oh, maybe there was a misunderstanding. Actually, that's probably the worst answer for Ron, isn't there? That there was a misunderstanding. Wonder what that misunderstanding could be, Ron. Wonder what that misunderstanding could be. And apologize to her for not sharing. Now, when it was politically expedient to get her affidavit, then she apologized. Okay, got it. She didn't want to ruin their relationship for what could have been a one-time thing. Oh, just an assault, just a sexual assault by her own description is a one-time thing. Well, I mean, what's a one-time rape amongst friends, right? I wouldn't want to ruin somebody else's relationship over someone trying to rape me. Can you imagine believing this? Can you imagine believing this? The asterisk says this ordeal reads like a Dave Barry sequel to Michael Crichton's Disclosure. It'd be funnier if it weren't so stubbornly being perpetuated by these amateurish gaslighting churls for lack of any better play on their end. And Stacy Dealman says, I was 16 when my parents were separated and my mom's boyfriend at the time tried to kiss me. I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. I slapped him, told my mom when she got home to take me to my dad's. Of course, that's the response to an assault. That's the response. Good job. I hope you got away from that disgusting monster. She remained friends with Vic and warned him a few times that his behavior was getting out of line. Oh, did she? Did she do that? No, that's not in any affidavit. That's not in any document or statement ever. That's just created whole cloth here. Probably to... I'm going to talk to Drexel about pacifying the simp or the cuck, right? We'll talk about that on Thursday. Hey, Drexel, how do you pacify the simp or the cuck? Because you got to have a plan, right? For when the simp or the cuck starts getting uncomfortable or asking questions. Hey, things are going too far. He's going really deep on that ass. Listen, no. Let me have him talk to you. Let me have her talk to you. Whatever it is. You got to pacify the simp or the cuck. Ron, you've been pacified. Because you're a simp. Or a cuck, or both. You can be both. You can be both. Not all simps are cucks, but all cucks are simps. First. So you definitely can be both. Harry Thompson says, 18 cowboys at the ranch want you to know that if you show up, it's not a misunderstanding and you will recall the evening. Oh no. Anyway. Then all the accusations started coming out. Many people shared their stories and it was very similar to her account. I want to point something out. This is one of the biggest lies Ron tells. Have we seen a single account that is at all similar to Monica's? At all similar. Nowhere. Not even on Pretty Ugly Little Liars does this account exist. So it wasn't a one-time thing like she thought. Again, it didn't happen, but even if it did, it's literally, we've only ever seen a one-time thing. No one has come out with this story. More and more people shared their story in sharing forums dating back nearly 2 decades. Oh, now it's 20 years. Seeing videos online just solidified our position. You've never seen a video of Vic assault anybody online. Never once. Not once. When she issued her statement, she was serious. She wanted her friend to get help, change, and come back strong. Oh, yeah. There you go. So Monica literally is an assault apologist. According to them. He promised that. You saw his apology letters and videos. The ones that you keep using against him that you don't believe at all. Those. He promised his fans he was seeing a counselor and reconnecting with God. You know he did, right? Like, you know he did see a counselor and reconnected with God. You understand that. He's talked about it. You know that happened. I like how Ron pretends that this never happened. Here we go. Uh-oh. Everything was going according to plans if it wasn't for you meddling children. Right? Right, Ron? When things get ridiculous is when you showed up. Oh, damn. I'm so sorry to foil your perfectly executed scheme to make someone kill themselves. I am so fucking sorry. I'll regret it for my entire life, you piece of shit little squirrel. All of a sudden, people were calling her a liar, attacking everyone who defended her. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Actually, I can't take all that credit. There were lots of soldiers out there attacking well before I even knew what was going on. There were people calling it bullshit back in January. There just weren't as many. Attacking anyone who posted about anything. Oh, welcome to the internet, Ron.
There are thousands of people who disagree with you. Uh-oh, that's a problem, isn't it? That's gotta suck. The mutually assured destruction plan you and Chuck and Ty concocted, I wish I had a mutually assured destruction plan concocted with Chuck and Ty. Oh my goodness, that sounds exciting. What does that even look like? Why would Chuck be involved? Somebody please tell me why Chuck Huber would be involved in a mutually assured destruction plan. What the fuck is that? Oh, can I please get into the plan? Can I please get into the plan? Whatever it is, it sounds funnier than anything I've come up with. Oh, mutually assured destruction. If I go down, you go down. Guys, have you ever... Consider this. You're paying a lawyer, and he says, well, listen, if you go down, we go down. Wait, if we go down, you go down. Or whatever. Like, what's the plan there? How is that a solid representation? If I ever told a client, and they're like, what's the plan? I'm like, listen, if you're fucked, we're going to fuck them. They'd be like, wait, but what about making me not screwed over? How about that? No, listen, we've got a plan to ruin everybody, including you. I would fire them on the... if I were hiring that lawyer, I would fire them on the spot. I would fire them on the spot. We're going to ruin everybody. Well, what about me? Yeah, you too. Wait, I'm going to pay you to ruin me? Yeah. Okay. All right. This plan sounds funny. I want to know what it is. Checks notes, quote, will be extreme thorough in both the legal and social spheres. Oh, he means the emails that Chuck Huber sent. Those emails that were drafted by Chuck Huber, the ones that said that Vic was a sex addict, that Chuck Huber in his affidavits and unsworn declarations went ahead and said, actually, I don't know anything about sex addiction, and I drafted those on my own without Vic's input or anything like that, that I, Chuck Huber, did that on my own because I'm a dumb piece of shit who did that and was trying to help my friend, but I maybe royally fucked him by giving his enemies ammo. You mean that one, Ron? You mean that affidavit and that email? The one that you got, that email that you and your fat fiance received, where Chuck was like, Vic actually didn't write this. I wrote this. I'd have to get Vic to agree to it. That one. And you were mad because there was a statement for Monica and you in there, and Chuck wrote that one without your consent too. You didn't like that statement because you didn't think it was accurate. You mean those emails, Ron? Is that your smoking gun? That's it. Okay. Then you get on your show and proclaim we want him dead. You did. That's called inductive reasoning. No. Inductive? Both. Inductive and deductive. I'm going with both. I took what I knew about Vic. I extrapolated. Here's the inductive part. I extrapolated what Monica must know about Vic. And I used my deductive reasoning to conclude that you knew the risks involved and said that you were okay with that outcome because you went forward with your plan rather than actually just contacting him privately about it or working with channels to do things in a more quiet way. And also after finding out that you tried to get him fired before Broly and it didn't work. So then after Broly, you took a new approach. Or did Monica not tell you that either? About the failed attempt to get him not to be included in Broly. That one? All these things hurt your credibility, Ron. All these things. We want him in the dirt. Yeah, you do. You do. All the beta this and cuck that. Oh, does that hurt you, you beta cuck? Oh, Ron, does it hurt you that I call you a beta cuck? Thank you for telling me what jokes are effective. Fucking beta cuck. Working in sync with a few YouTube personalities.
In sync? Oh my. You mean a man who's a public figure might have a couple other people interested in covering his situation? All right. And networks to help manipulate Google Analytics. Holy guys, Ron's right. Ron's got me. He's nailed it. By the way, I am opening an SEO company tomorrow. I am opening right now, big announcement to the world. I'm opening an SEO company tomorrow because we have figured out Google Analytics so hard that when you pull up Ron Toye, you get Ron Toye is a beta cuck. Because we have done what no one else can consistently do to manipulate Google Analytics. Ron, it's not manipulation of Google Analytics. It's that no one's ever talked about you and your fat ass fiance ever before because no one cares about you or her because no one cares who voices the lolly in the anime. Nobody cares about you. And suddenly a bunch of people do. Because you guys thrust yourself into public and people started talking about it. There's no secret here, Ron. If people could figure out how to do what Google Analytics have done to you, we would be billionaires and I would never mention you again. Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? If I could manipulate Google Analytics against Ron in the way that he's implying, do you know what I could do for myself? I'd be the richest man on the damn planet. And funnel people to your show and grift them out of super chats and then turn that into a GoFundMe. Get grifted! Get grifted! Grift. What's a grift? Let's look up the definition of grift because I don't think he actually knows. Grift definition. Engage in petty or small-scale swindling. Oh, who cares? If I'm grifting someone, then it's just small-scale swindling. And the noun is a petty or small-scale swindle. Well, let's go with swindle. Swindle? Use deception to deprive someone of money or possessions. I don't think I've ever actually done that. What have I deceived anybody on, Ron? I don't even ask for super chats. People send them in or they don't. I appreciate them. It's a lovely part of my profession. And I always hope that people will. But if they don't on a show, still do the show. They do on a show, I still do the show. I put on a show, people participate or don't. No requirement to. Nobody sends super chats. I remember what happened when people didn't send super chats on my live shows, or didn't send very many. I just did the show because it's a show. That's what you do. Not every show's a winner. Great. Anyway, God, I have so many superpowers that I wish I knew about. Speaking of which, speaking of grifting, S. Cybertaz says, Ron should really ask Walter Sobchak about the penalties for being an unlicensed marmot in the Dallas area. Even if Vic loses, I will still stand with and for him. Ask Lebowski. The dude abides. Andrew Bin says, Ron, no, you can't raise money for Vic's defense. It challenges the narrative. Us, haha, GoFundMe goes brrr. And Batgoat says, grift me, glorious leader. Oh, damn it. No. Here we go. Oh, we're at $278,003. Thank you, by the way, to Michael Parker, Nathan Poudrier, Adam Stinnett, Dylan Carrier, Matthew Mark, Alberto Morales, Frederick McDonald, Anonymous. By the way, guys, thank you so much for this. You will see. We're finishing Ronversations tonight. I don't care if it takes me till 5 a.m. We're finishing Ronversations tonight. Thank you for this. You'll know why in just a little bit. You will. Thank you for the anonymous donations. They make me happier. Like, I love the names. I do. But anonymous donations, you'll see why they're funny.
You'll see why they're funny in a little bit. Hammer Bro, thank you. Madeline Armstrong, Anonymous, Jason Watkins, Ragnar Gunnarsson, Scroto Baggins, Sotka, Michael S. Cybertaz Steffens, and Spirit Jr. Thank you guys all for your wonderful donations. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, we're not breaking this into Ronversations 11. Ronversations 11 will happen the next time he talks to me. So we're doing it. Nick, you took a situation that was bad for him, but would have not been fatal. Wait. Why would you use that word? Why would you use fatal, Ron? Interesting. And turned it into his 1.5-year-long escapade of why he shouldn't be able to make a comeback. Why shouldn't he? He called you liars? Is that the problem? To answer your final question, does it bother me Monica didn't tell me sooner? Uh-oh. My lie detector is going woo, 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 woo right now. I have answered this before. No, it doesn't. Monica's past is her past. Simp. Sorry, Simp. Huh. I think I have the coof. Simp. She is free to share as much or as little as she wants with me. I mean, that's technically true. Technically true. I am not an insecure man who needs to know everything my partner did, has been through, or hasn't been through. Simp. Simp. Woo. All I care about is making sure she knows that I love her unconditionally, and that includes her past. Ron. Girl. Ron, let me help you. Her past, if this was truly a part of her past, in the way that you say it is, and not in the way that we all know it is. But look, Ron, we know the real story. Everybody can read between the lines of the real story here. I hope. I hope you all can read between the lines of Monica's real story. If the story were as you say, and not as we all can figure out, her past wouldn't matter. There'd be no conditional love to the fact that she was assaulted by someone. That wouldn't be a condition of someone's past. Whoa. Someone tried to force themselves on you in a hotel room? Look, girl, I'm out. No one on earth thinks that way. But maybe you just clued us into the real story, didn't you? Think you did. Oh, damn it. Think maybe you're letting a lot of it go, Ron. You're letting a lot of it go. Now I've answered your question. Do you mind answering a few from me? And guys, I gotta run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Ron will host the show for a few minutes while I'm gone. I don't recall. When was the last time you slept with Monica? I don't recall. Ron, stop it! Telling these dirty jokes. Oh my god. Oh, poor Chair Coon. Gelth Walker says, must not listen. Getting super chats swindling by the grifter. No, don't be swindled. Please don't. Planet Toboard TV says, lockdown mega grift. Get savage. The Shard of Gosen on Steam. Now with super secret Cuckmaster remote, one-handed blunt weapon, minus 17 to cunning, minus 36 to luck, automatically fail all dialogue checks. Wait a minute. Is that actually in Savage the Shard of Gozen on Steam? If that weapon's in there, I'm going to find it. Perception check says, how dare you, Nikki, facilitating this horrific universal remote abuse of Chair Coon by Ron Toya, you monster. Oh, that was brutal. And Blaine20 says, we know that Ron never sleeps with Monica. He sits in the rocking chair in the corner in his PJs and fuzzy slippers while the bull does the thing. Oh, no. Okay. I wonder if I'll answer Ron's questions. I'd probably say, yes, Ron, please ask me anything. Oh, nope. You can't read either, right? Why she went back to the room. Because he clearly answered going to the room the first time. Pointing out your and her lies seems to be a trigger. Remember when she called from the balcony that didn't exist? You keep having this narrative about what I've done, but it's consistently wrong and it's amazing. I'm not an insecure man. Beats women, freaks out when someone makes fun of his current possession, goes to every length possible to not only mitigate and minimize the abuse he commits, but also professes to have some ability to counsel others. Crusade harder, Ron. Tell me more about just how secure you are. A few more pages will convince me. Ugh. Look at that. Oh no, he actually sent a few more pages. Stacy Dealman says, no, how dare you make us suffer such abuse from an ugly, horrific creature. Look, Stacy, you guys have to go through just a little bit of what I go through. Part of the show. That's immersion. It's real immersion right there. You wish we lied. If we did, maybe we would have won, but we didn't lie once. All your research you think debunks the story is not accurate, and it's been proven, wink face. Okay. But that's what you get when the farms arms you to the teeth. I don't think the farms armed anyone to the teeth. Not a lot of evidence was used from the farm specifically in the legal documents. Maybe they should have used more. I don't know. Again, it's not up to me. I think the problem with citing to the farms is citing to the farms. Same problem as citing to Pretty Ugly Little Liars, in that the opponents are going to rip it apart. Now, the farms also has good info on it. I don't know what decisions were made. Again, I don't know. I wish I did. I wish I could have been in all of the room where it happened, right? Wish you could have done that, but not the lawyer. Not paid, not in Texas. It'd be great. Nick, do you think we would have risked all the money, not back down, didn't retract a single word if we were lying? Fucking yes. Yes, of course I think that. Yes, obviously you would. Because if it came out that you were lying, you and your dumb hippo are done. If you guys had to come out as liars, if it was exposed in court, and I know you're scared of this, Ron. If it was exposed in court that you lied, like after discovery and all that, you're done. And you know it. You may be done now, but you would definitely be done then. Whew. People fight this hard when it involves conviction. Nope, literally not true. People fight this hard over all sorts of things, especially to uphold a lie. We are standing for what is right. You say you are a free speech advocate, right? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yet your entire coverage of this lawsuit is designed to try and silence people who are utilizing their right to free speech. Nope. Never tried to tell you to shut up. I said you might want to consider shutting up. That might be a good legal strategy. Settle. Figure that out. If you wanted, you chose not to. That's fine. Never tried to stop you. Never tried to shut down your speech. Again, these people think disagreement is an attempt to silence them. Oh my God. Well, if that's the case, Law Twitter's been trying to silence me forever. Actually, though, one side of this has reported to get accounts flagged and shut down. It's not me. I've never done that. You guys have actually tried to shut me down. I've never tried to shut down Ron, Monica, Jamie Markey, any of their lungless lawyers. Nothing. Nothing. Why would I? Why would I do that? You guys have tried to silence me all the time. Coming up more. It's coming up more. So does that mean you're a liar? No, I'm pro free speech. Actually, here's a little secret, guys. I'm not a big fan of defamation law. I'm not a big fan of it at all. I actually believe you kind of should be able to say whatever you want about someone. I also think no one should pay attention to it. Like that people shouldn't make their decisions based on Twitter allegations. But that ain't the legal system we got. See, there's this cool thing where, like, I think weed should be legal in Minnesota, but I also understand that weed is illegal in Minnesota, and therefore I have to defend people who get arrested for it. Does that make me not an advocate of marijuana legalization? No. No, I think weed should be legal. I think all speech should be legal. I think you should be able to yell fire in a crowded theater or whatever. You can. You can actually do that. I'm not recommending that you do, but it's very situational that would actually be illegal. I think you should be able to say your piece about someone. But I similarly don't think that society is ready to go there because of shit like this. Because Funimation paid attention, apparently, to a bunch of anonymous people without even verifying if they're Funimation fans. That's a silly thing to do. But no, you think I'm not I sit here making fun of you day in and day out. Of course I'm a free speech advocate. I know that you're probably sitting there masturbating right now thinking about how you can try and sue me. I know that that's going on. And I'm still doing it. Because I still believe in free speech. I also believe that what you did to Vic was wrong under the current law. Sorry. Them's the breaks, buddy. Batgoat says, for the chair path to recovery fund, I will have nightmares. Be ashamed. Be ashamed. The only thing I disagree with is a credible threat of violence. All other speech should be good. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it's too case by case to put blanket scenarios on it. That's why we have courts. Sigurd Hellickson, Crypt Keeper says, plot twist. Monica is mounted by a literal bull, a bull blue whale, as that is the only creature physically big enough to mount her. Granted, the bull is blind, partially paralyzed, deaf, and mentally disabled. There we go. Anyway, are you a free speech advocate or just when the free speech matches your agenda? No, I'm a free speech advocate all the time. I think we should all be able to make fun of you constantly. Constantly. I think laughing at you brings many people joy, and that should continue ad infinitum. I don't care how speech hurts you in your feelings. I don't care how speech hurts me in my feelings. And by the way, there are several people who say some really awful things about me all the time. Some of it might even be actionable defamation. But, again, it's not up to me. It's not me. And you definitely defamed Vic. You definitely did. Now it's in court. Them's the breaks, pal. Here we go. Some of the things you have said about us is 1,000 times worse than anything we said about him. What, honey bear? What thing have I said about you is worse than you calling him sexual predator of children? You fucking monster. You monster. I am not here to convince you of a single thing. Really? Spending a lot of word count doing it. I don't care if you believe me or not. Well, I mean, it's not going to happen. The only entity I care if it believes us is the court. Well, then you lost. You lose. Period. The place and process you pushed for. Again, look at this story. Like I called Vic and said, listen here, you Italian mope. We're going to get you in there and you're going to sue them. You have to. What is this? What is this weird story that Ron's got? Said we would lose. Yeah. I still hope you do, by the way. Still hope you do. I said you might lose. I said it's not worth the money. That's a true statement. None of this was worth the money that you've spent. None of it. Even if you win, it won't be worth the money you've spent. Even if you win and get the full thing awarded to Vic, it won't be worth the money and time that you spent. And the stress. All things I said well before Vic sued you, by the way. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. Why don't you guys try and work this out? That'd be the better path. You're going to spend a long time fighting over this. It's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be horrible. No one can afford a defamation lawsuit. No one. No one likes to be in a lawsuit. Lawsuits are terrible. Lawsuits are awful. The legal system is garbage. All of those things you can find in my early videos about this, Ron. All of them. And they're all still true. Look at you now. Spurging out this hard about this process and how hard it's been for you. Okay. I told you. I gave you non-legal advice that you could have consulted with a lawyer. You could have gone and made an offer. You could have tried to settle it. I don't think you ever did. Did you? I mean, I never saw one. Anyway. Let's see. And we had the chance to curb stomp you and your Congress of moronic followers. Hey guys, you guys got curb stomped, just so you know. I don't know if you're aware because your jaws are completely intact, but apparently you guys and I got curb stomped. I don't remember this, but okay. 17-0, squawk. Soon to be 36-0. 280K plus 55K. And if he tried to appeal further, add some to that. This is optimistic, pal. Very, very optimistic. So just for us, we're looking at over 330K. And as hard as we fought this lawsuit, we will fight to collect that judgment. Okay. Good. You should try. If you win, you should definitely try to do it. It isn't about and never was about the money. I mean, he talks a lot about the money. Talks a lot about it. It was always about the principle. We never lied and we won't cower to bullies. You guys are the bullies, Ron. I don't know if he doesn't realize. He legitimately, literally does not realize that he and Monica are the bullies here. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get that he's the bully and that someone stood up to him. And he didn't like that. That someone was Vic, by the way. I'm not touting my my coverage of this in any way. Vic was the one being bullied, and he stood up and said no. Look at how the bully reacts. Look at it. But now we are coming for everything. After the BS we were put through, death threats, not one. Not one death threat has been produced. A phone call that is a known prank recorded call was reported to literal Homeland Security, who deals with actual terrorists and had to deal with bullshit from a fat voice actor who didn't get a death threat. Harassment? Never. Well, I don't know. Maybe someone else harassed them. Just solidified that we will never, ever relent or back down. Well, that's healthy. That's healthy. Good. You run it, girl. The discovery will be fun, or he better have a check ready with that interest accruing. It will be nice. You joked about him taking my house, my cars, etc. Interesting how things played out, right? No, I mean, not really. They're not played out yet. And if you think you're going to get his house, I mean, maybe Lemons hasn't informed you about debt collection in Texas properly. I don't know. We'll see. Too bad your lawyers didn't explain collection to you. You also have to go ahead and win first. Don't get ahead of yourself, girl. You have a long way to go. Look at me. I'm enthusiastic and positive. I'm trying to bring levity and mirth to this poor angry little man. Nova Zero says, just check trends.google.com. Ron Toye is searched more than Monica Rial. In Texas, Cuck was searched 66 times. Ron was searched 61 times. That's correlation, huh? Internet, congrats, Ron. You get a prize. No, poor Ron. Trioxin says, you're doing Yeoman's work. Respect. Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks. I'm just making fun of an idiot. That's all I'm doing. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Look at this. Another one. Oh my God. They did explain it to me along with my insurance company. Uh-oh. Ron's flexing. I'm not paying. My insurance company's paying. We'll see, Ron. We'll see. You know what insurance companies don't like to do? Pay out $300,000 for a defamation suit. I'm kind of curious what the limit on your umbrella policy is for that defamation suit, Ron. I assume you'll find out when they refuse to pay the rest of it, or when they fight Wick Phillips over how much they're paying. We'll see. They also walked me through the steps if he tried to file BK, British Knights, apparently. I assume you mean bankruptcy. Died. Transfer assets. Want to hear a shocker? My lawyers did that in the beginning. Yeah, I am mildly shocked by this, but good for them. The insurance company's attorney told me about their aggressive approach in mediation. I told you we were prepared to take this as far as he wanted, and we wouldn't back down. Great. Tell him, not me. Why would you tell me? Ron, this may be the real shocker. I don't control Vic Mignogna. I don't have any influence over him at all. Not up to me. Not my job. Would be improper for me to try. See, what Ron is suggesting, that I somehow convince Vic to either sue or not to sue, would literally be illegal for me to do. It would be unethical for me to do these things in either direction. I mean, I know Ron doesn't understand, but I do. I understand my ethical obligations. Nick, here's a fun challenge. I won't share the info, but walk me through how you think the appeals would go, and not using opinion based on hopes and dreams, but clear legal citation to back up your opinion. Oh, as if Ron would understand that. Or you could try to explain how it will go if he tried to file bankruptcy, and which type of discovery we will get to do along with what it takes to file bankruptcy. Smile. Man, I hope he's been paying taxes. Wink face. He does have some assets, though. Smile. How do you know? You haven't done discovery on it yet. He has a house and a car. You can't take those under Texas law, Ron. Sorry, Cupcake. Ugh. I won't hold my breath since you haven't been able to do that from day one. And if you tried to explain your position, you got dunked on by 60 to 90 attorneys across the country and globe for how bad you are at this. Oh, well, listen. 60 attorneys. Ron, there's 60 attorneys in my town. I don't care what 60 attorneys say about fucking anything. I don't care what any attorneys say about anything. Most of them are horrific people. Lol, don't forget truth is going to be a hard thing to overcome for Vic Winkface. Okay. Ron, you don't even understand what was admitted and analyzed by the court. Giving you a citation would be pointless. You also can't count. That's extra funny. That's in reference to the amount of attorneys. You don't need to hold your breath for anything, but please make sure Lemons doesn't try. Wouldn't want him to risk it. I have a strong suspicion, by the way, that Lemons reads every one of these. A strong suspicion that Lemons maybe even composes some of Ron's tweets back. Okay. Lol, 17-0, squawk. I understand perfectly. But please, the person who has been wrong every step of the way. Again, this is fun. It's not worth arguing with Ron about it, but what have I been wrong about? That Vic could lose? I think I was right about that. Vic could lose. I don't know. I was hopeful. Maybe I was too hopeful. That's what it was. Guys, I was too hopeful and optimistic. And yeah, that happens. That happens. Also, openly admitted my bias the entire time. Please explain how you think you should be taken seriously about anything. Whoa, whoa. Don't put words in my mouth, Ron. Don't put words in my mouth. I've never requested to be taken seriously, I don't think. Nick, stick to jokes. Law is not your thing. You are funny, dude. Hey, thanks. You have charisma. Oh, boy. You just lack the mental fortitude for legal work or analysis. Now, that's mean. I have a very successful track record. Speaking of lemons, imagine calling him lemons. The dude survived a horrible situation, curb stomped your family estate attorney, and you make fun of him? Yeah. Because it bothers you and him. Mostly him, I'm guessing. You can't even handle a change in the weather, bro. What? Oh, is he saying my heat allergy? Oh, see, here's the thing. If Lemons holds his breath, he'll die. If it gets too hot, I will itch unless I take over-the-counter Zyrtec. Okay. Make fun of my heat allergy. I do. I look like a fucking leper when I go to the gym. You shouldn't talk shit ever. Oh, that's your opinion. How does it feel to be the living embodiment of a snowflake? At least you are unique. I don't know what this means. Is it because I don't like the cold? Is it because I get allergic to heat? Was that a deep joke? I don't know about this one. Ron, the best part about critics who lack expertise is the lack of value their assessment carries. Now, that's a double-edged sword. Because of your inability to understand legal concepts, your criticism is meaningless. Similarly, due to your abject dearth of charisma or comedy, how about or, you embarrassing little gremlin, I similarly can't trust your assessments there. Ron, I know you weren't in court that day because your personal fiance was too embarrassed to be seen with you in the stage photo shoots, but Lemons didn't do anything to Ty at all. Chup stomp Ty. Your ADA hire was so... That's Americans with Disability Act, by the way. Hire was so grating, Chup couldn't shut him up fast enough. You got lucky, sport. 17-0, squawk. About to be 36-0. How is Beard and Harris doing? Now, interestingly, this was after the show. Guys, he watches every show. He's watching now. Ron is watching now from the corner. Right now, trust me, Ron is watching, or maybe not live. Maybe he's going to watch it tomorrow. He's going to watch it. He'll never participate. Just like a cuck, he'll sit there in the corner watching. Just watching, just furiously pounding away. He'll just sit there, though. Never would he dare participate. That'd be too assertive. He must watch from the sideline. This is right after Ty came on and mentioned the hard decisions he had to make at Beard Harris. But obviously, right before Ty came back on and said that he had rehired Carrie, and that she was unfired. I don't know if rehired is or unfired is right. Whatever it is, that she was back in the mix. How's Beard Harris doing? Fine. Still exists. Unlike some of your 60 to 90 lawyers. Or whatever. All right. They're doing just fine. Wonder what you're going to do when you either go back on appeal or do wiggle your way out but don't get that fee award you want. I bet the costs to Swamp Thing go over your umbrella policy payout. You talk big about going after everything. All that takes money and time. How long do you think those forms are going to go without pay? I meant firms. Typoed there. Firms are going to go without pay. Hey, how are your nephews doing? Oof. 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 Not even close, but then I will just pay out of pocket again. It's nice having money. Oh, there it is. There it is, guys. The chattest flex on the planet. I'm rich, bro. I'm rich, bro. I'm rich. What? I can just pay. I'll just write a check. Sure you will. What? Like I can't just pay? I'm gonna buy this Audi. I'm gonna buy this Audi. Sure, Ron. All right. Oh, they are typical punk teenagers. I didn't even know he had nephews. I didn't even know. I got an anonymous email claiming to be Ron's nephew, calling him a loser. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, it was a lot of words to call him a loser, and there's some stories in there. I couldn't verify that. I had no idea if he even had nephews. Apparently, he's got a couple. How's Chuck's custody situation going? I don't know. Ask Chuck. What is this? What is this weird thing? Wink face. Is he reveling in Chuck's custody situation? Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. Huber. Earth to Huber. The people that are out here that you may or may not be consorting with. I don't know, Chuck. Are you talking to Monica and Ron? I don't know. Earth to Huber. They think, look at Ron right now. Chuck, look at me. Look me in the eyes. Ron is laughing at your custody fight for your children because Ron and Monica are fucking awful people, Chuck. You will never catch me laughing at your custody situation. But Ron and Monica, they think it's great. Look, it's right there on the screen, Chuck. I hope you're not talking to them. I really do. Not for any reason other than they're awful and they hate you. Those details are juicy. Oh, are they? I wouldn't know. I haven't read Chuck's custody documents. I wonder if it will ever come up in the future. I don't. Why would it? Why would Chuck's custody have anything to do with anything? Why are these people insistent on putting this stuff out there? Your source wasn't as reliable as you thought. What source? Same with Todd and the engineer. What engineer? Which Todd? I assume he means Habercorn. The engineer? Is he talking about that guy that like supported Vic, that Funimation engineer that Vic had lunch with? Does anybody remember that guy's name? What was that guy's name? What was that guy? Rizzo? I never the black guy. I can't remember who the audio engineer was, right? He's like I think he's an audio engineer. The black guy, he had lunch with Vic and they went right after him, right? Let me just tell you, Ron. That guy, a lot of people thought that was my source. Never talked to him in my life. Don't even remember his name. Sorry, pal. Keep fishing. Rizzo, aka Ricky. Yeah, never talked to that guy in my life. Don't know. I'd love to. Ricky, I'd love to talk to you. If you want to have a drink or something, let's do it. But if you work for Funimation, I would recommend... I assume he's been fired by now. But if he works for Funimation, I would recommend waiting until you're fired for it. Sorry, Ron's trying to do that to you. Never talked to that guy in my life. Whoops, you got in deep, and now there's no escaping what is coming. What's coming? What do I need to escape? Is it one of those escape rooms? Like what's coming, Ron? What's coming? You know there is no chance he wins and there's no way he outspends me. I got money. I got money. Ron, a couple years ago you were fucking broke, living in a black mold apartment. It's nice when you have truth and receipts on your side. Sorry you depended on rational inference that wasn't actually rational at all. If the fee award stays the same, that is fine. We will collect that judgment and put every tool in place to subpoena banks, records, tax returns, and crawl as deep in his life as possible. That would be post-judgment discovery. Okay. We will have every public appearance served and an auditor there to collect our share. That doesn't work. Good luck with that one, by the way. That sounds really expensive. It also isn't how you actually collect on a judgment. You don't get to just go take someone's income. Judgments have specific requirements for taking assets from someone. And first of all, that income may not be going directly to Vic. That may be to Vic's company or something like that. I don't know. But if it is, that immediately complicates it because you didn't sue a company. You sued Vic individually. It would really depend on how he takes payment. And if you send an auditor, like, noodle through this with me, guys. We're going to send an auditor to every single public appearance. Okay. So Vic goes to a con. It's 4 days long. 4 days. Does he work 8 hours a day? No, longer. 10 to 15 hours, depending on the con. Well, let's say he works 12, 12, 12, and 8. Thursday. No. Sorry, 2 8s, 2 12s, and even 40 hours in a weekend for a 4-day convention. Okay, and even 40 hours. You're going to hire an auditor. You're going to buy them a plane ticket. You're going to buy them a hotel. You're going to fly them to the convention. Oh, wait, that's the plane ticket. You're going to send them to the convention, so you're going to buy them a convention ticket, because unless the convention that invites Vic is going to grant a gratis pass to your auditor, and then you're going to pay them for 40 hours of work to sit there and tabulate the amount that Vic gets against his cooperation, probably against his security detail, and definitely against the assistance of whatever person he has helping him out. And then you're going to have them forcibly collect physical cash from him in person, despite the fact that he will be surrounded by anywhere between 20 and 200 people who like him and don't like you or your auditor. Good plan, bro. That'll go well for you. And you're going to pay someone to do this. You're going to pay someone. Because that won't be free. You're going to pay someone a works week of time at a minimum. Oh, we'll bill that to Vic. No, you won't. That's not a remedy that actually normally exists in the collection world. That would be an extraordinary remedy that you'd be paying for. So you're going to pay someone thousands of dollars to try and collect money from someone who has no obligation to hand it over to you at the time because you didn't go through the proper channels. Okay. I hope Lemons told him that. Oh God, please let Lemons have told him that that was a viable collection strategy. That would be the funniest thing on the planet. Oh, please. Please. Here we go. But the kicker. I know you know what the offers were in the mediation. I don't, actually. I wish I did. I bet your friend is regretting life. How is the malpractice coverage looking? For what? I'm not his lawyer, Ron. I'm not his lawyer. I assume Ty's malpractice coverage is looking just fine. As a 22-year law firm, I'm guessing they're fairly well covered. Mine won't apply because I'm not his lawyer. 17-0, squawk! Soon to be 36-0. Too bad they didn't know how any of this works. No expert witnesses to refute our expert witnesses? Uh-oh. Why'd you lose then? Why'd you lose on fees? That is embarrassing. And think you raised $270K for that level of work. Ha ha ha! Ron, you lost on the fees, man. You lost. Your own expert witnesses defeated it. That was embarrassing. Interesting. This is my favorite. Here we go, guys. Look at this. Here we go. Interesting. Looking at the super chats totals, anonymous gifts, times of donations, and con appearances, it sure does seem suspicious. If you guys don't speak idiot, let me help you. Let me help you. Ron is suggesting that as super chats come in, I am anonymously donating to the GoFundMe. Okay? And con appearances, I'm not entirely sure what that one is. Is he suggesting that I'm paying to get Vic to conventions? I just want to point out to you guys that every anonymous donation, Ron thinks I'm making them. Hope is still my heart. $278,107. We've got Amy and Bobby Sawyer Hammond. Thank you. Anonymous. Thank you so much. You didn't know this was coming, but there it is. Mike McCall. Thank you so much. Mikhail Johansson. Jesse Bowman. Anonymous. Samurai Zenji. Anonymous. Randall Hernandez. Michael Parker. And then we're back to where we were. Thank you all for your donations. Look, guys, all of the anonymous donations are definitely me. Definitely me. And it's not like GoFundMe actually keeps track of when you donate to see who you are, because they have to for all sorts of federal compliance things like counterterrorism and stuff like that. GoFundMe doesn't do that. They actually literally let you donate anonymously. So it's all me. I did all of it. Every anonymous donation you've ever seen, especially the ones during the show where I'm talking and doing stuff, I'm actually off screen, low key, masterfully operating my donate button to send the super chats directly there. That's what's going on. And I can't wait for that on Discovery. I can't wait. Please prove that on Discovery. Please definitely file that not frivolous at all Discovery motion to prove that I am donating anonymously. Please do it. Please. Please do it. Oh, I hope that question comes up in deposition. Oh boy. Can you believe it? It sure is suspicious. Yeah, Ron. What I'm low key paying off every convention Vic's been invited to. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been spent to get Vic to conventions for Vic to earn money. That's what I've been doing with my time. That's where all my trust fund went. That's why I'm grifting you guys so hard. I spent my entire trust fund getting Vic to conventions for his benefit. But I did. Oh, God. Nix Hex says, Ron is watching us from a corner. Whew. Oh, my God. Discovery to collect our judgment is going to be fun. Ron, do you think that you will be able to levy Discovery on me about Vic's finances? Do you think that that's a thing? I mean, okay. Sure, bro, you can do it. Definitely. Let Lemons tell you that will work. It will definitely work. I promise you. 100%. Also, it's weird you looking into my underage teenage nephews. Are they underage? I don't know. I never even knew that they existed. Seems like something that needs to be looked into. You might want to look into why they think you're a loser. That might be the real issue. If it's legit, I don't even know. Like I said, I just get an email, talk about it a couple times. Oh, it would be embarrassing if they actually do think you're a loser. I assume that they do. Thanks for letting me know. You're welcome. I figured you'd want to know. Again, is this a gotcha? Is this a gotcha? It will be fun looking into your computers and every other electronic device you have. Remember, you were told not to delete anything. Was I, Ron? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Will it be fun looking into my computers and every other electronic device you have? Apparently, again, Ron, you don't know how Discovery works, and it's cute, and that's great. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see. Looked into them. That's interesting. I didn't even know you had them. Thanks for verifying. Maybe someone else would be interested in your interactions with them, gross Uncle Ron. I can't even imagine the cobweb brain schemes you and Lemons have masturbated to. Will be funny to find out, I'm sure. Great. I can't wait. It'll be enlightening. Blue Shift 009 says, "Hey Nick, first time sending in my super chat." Hey, thank you, Blue Shift. We'll probably catch the recording of the stream. Love having you in the background while studying for A+ certification. Go get it, fam. Go get it. And then Kuro says, "I just donated anonymously, Ron." Ron, don't believe his lies. Don't believe his lies. Oh no. Oh no. We've got we've got thank you to Not Nick Rikuda, Anonymous, and Anonymous, $278,227. Oh man. Don't listen to them, Ron. They were all me. I did that. The most clever one was the one that says it was not me. Because it doesn't actually say it's not me, so it's not a lie. Because I don't even know who Nick Rikuda is. So take that. Take that. Big brain. You can't mess with it. We could ask them. It's nice not having to worry about anything like that. Oh yeah. I'm sure your nephew who thinks you're a loser is going to tell you you're a loser to your stupid face. I hope so, but I doubt it. Here we go. And my nieces, I have a few of those too. Why are you talking about them? What a weirdo. Why is he telling me this stuff? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Here, you just say, you don't need to know about my family details. It's cool. Why would I need to know about this? You pretending to be a tough guy mafia boy is pretty embarrassing, fam. We have a lot. Oh, this is gross. This is gross. We have a lot of very interesting things planned for you. You can believe what you want. Wink. Ew. Ew. Blaine20 says, hashtag I am anonymous. Peace. That sounds disgusting, but I find both of you repulsive. Keep me out of your swing plans, please. I thought that was reasonable. I want to be upfront and very clear. You always should be upfront and very clear when someone is proposing some sort of illicit encounter with you that you do not consent, and I definitely do not. I do not consent to that at all. I don't pretend to be anything. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'll just pay. I'm rich. Here we go. You pretend to not be abusive. You pretend to be better than the Ron who beat women and threatened to murder people. Here you are reaching out to me to abuse and threaten me. Right? It's all pretend, Ron. All pretend. I am standing up to the repulsive snake who has harassed and manipulated people. That isn't abuse, that is retribution. Uh-oh. Ron, what did you just say? Did you just defeat your own argument? I think so. No. Ugh. Now, if you want to apologize and stop your shit, I will respect that and do the same. Oh, what's happening here? But you continue with your bullshit and you will have no one else to blame but yourself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What just happened? Did Ron just make und boo-boo? Did Ron just make und boo-boo? Haven't harassed anyone or manipulated anyone either, pal. Ask your lawyer what harassment is, and if he describes going on YouTube to speak in public, think long and hard about how much he's billing. Are you seriously threatening to sue me if I don't stop saying things you don't like? Oh no. Oh, Ron. Did you just go ahead and do it? You did it, didn't you? You stop your shit or else. Oh, Ron. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, if only I had the messages to back it up. Oh, God, I do. And even if they're deleted, they're right here. Right here on the video. The video that's also recording. And will be locally kept forever. And this will probably be clipped and archived to the Kiwi Farms. It will never disappear. It will never disappear. Oh, Ron, why would you say this? Why would you do it? Oh, not that I ever thought he would follow through, but now if he does, it got 10 times funnier. Okay. Here we go. Yes, you have. Here we go. Uh-oh. Trigger, trigger, trigger. We pushing the triggers. Yes, you have. I have you admitting it on your show, you drunk piece of lying shit. I didn't say anything about suing you over saying things I don't like. Oh, didn't you? It kind of looks like you did. You will be silent! You will be silent or else you stop your shit. What shit is that, Ron? What shit is that? Is it making fun of you on the internet? I think so. I think that's the only shit you've ever referenced. Oh, just a second. I need to pause. Eternal Nemesis says, hey, Nick, I'm the guy who super chatted back in September about losing my job for false sexual harassment claims. I never thought I would feel safe working again. I'm employed, better pay and job. If it wasn't for Vic, I would have gave up. Oh, man. I'm grateful that you sent that. I'm glad for you that you're in a better place now. Thanks for sharing, buddy. Stay strong. Okay. If that was the case, I would have sued you for that earlier. Oh, yeah, sure you would have, Ron. Sure you would have. You encouraged your friend to sue people for going on Twitter and saying things he didn't like. So think long and hard about what you say next. Is that another threat? Is it another threat? I already knew you were a scam artist without a conscience, but if you saying what I think you are about to say, then everyone else will see you for the fraud you are. What will I say? I'm sure it won't be an insult. If I sue you, it will be a case that is actionable and after I've actually gathered proof. What? What is this? I have you admitting it on your show? If I sue you, it will be after I've actually gathered proof. He lied. You lied in your own tweet. You lied in your own message in the same paragraph. Not file a frivolous lawsuits in hopes I can find a shred of something. You and your friend were doomed because we did lie. We did lie or conspire? But you, on the other hand. Yes, Ron, you did lie and conspire. And I didn't. You are correct. You are correct. I have time and patience. You don't have that much time, Ron. Sorry. Oh. Man, too bad he didn't send me that message back in, well, like June or something. Anthony Siebert says, I donated to the GoFundMe for spite. Let's take a quick peek over there. $278,442. Anonymous Rekieta, Ron Uncle Loser Toye Anthony Siebert. Ron Uncle Loser Toye, the artist formerly known as Nick Rekieta, Anonymous, Jose Gonzalez, Anonymous, Anthony, Brungart, Scroto Baggins, not Nick Rakuda. Thank you all for your donations. It is highly, highly appreciated, and they are very funny. Unfortunately, I think some of them may get refunded, but, you know, it will be what it will be. It will be what it will be. Jose Gonzalez says, Ron, blah, 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 blah. Nick, you sorry simp. Me, get him. Oh, okay. Okay. What did I admit to on my show, Ron? This is a good question. That's a good question right there. I think your anger is misplaced, so I'm curious what you think I admitted to doing. I think that's fair, right? Smiley. Smiley face. Okay. Nothing. Figured. Just the incoherent ramblings of a deranged squirrel. We're almost done. This is almost the end, so just so you know. Thanks for admitting you lied, though. Here we go. Green text. I have the evidence. I won't sue you unless I have the evidence. Shut up or I'll sue you. Oh shit, I just realized I said shut up or I'll sue you. Good job, you fucking dope. Oh. Smiley face. Fin. 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 Oh. Oh. Oh my God. I told you. I warned you. I told you what was coming with this Ronversations. Couldn't have asked for it. Couldn't have asked for it. Jose Gonzalez says, me, get him, Nick. Oh. Anthony Siebert, read the comment on GoFundMe. Oh no. Let's see, where is it? How do I get to those comments? Anthony Siebert says, this is a spite, Ron Cuck Toya. What a stupid dumb fuck. Oh no. Okay. So there I was. Just by myself on a Thursday morning. And magic arrived and I didn't even know. Gandalf showed up at my door to take me on a journey that I could never, ever have anticipated. Oh boy. Roguemaster, I can't explain how 17-0 turned into 36-0. I can explain how it would turn into 35-0, I guess, if they won their appeal, their cross appeal for fees. That could be 35-0. That I could understand. 36-0, I don't know. I don't know at all. Okay. Well, it was a good time. We're going to now hit super chats. We're going to hit super chats for a while. And justice chats. We'll do justice chats first. There's less of those. We will do those first. We'll hit the super chats. Then we will wrap up the show. If you do peace out during this section, thank you so much for joining. I always hope, guys, the Ronversations are entertaining. At the minimum, that's all I want. I want you guys to be entertained by this random weirdo as much as possible. And I will endure the abuse as long as I can. But now you can see. I'm putting myself into considerable harm's way. There's an angry 5-foot-tall tornado out of Dallas just waiting to unleash the fury on me. He said so. They've got plans. So I am stepping out. I'm walking that plank for you. And it is a burden I will gladly bear. Like Jesus, right? Except way less important.
Oh boy. Imagine if Pilate's like, look, they want me to crucify you, and he's like, and Jesus is like, you beta cuck. Would have been a Chad move. Should have done it. Let's do this. We'll probably do, I'm probably gonna do Twitch tonight for maybe an hour. But it will, I don't think I'm gonna do Doom tonight. I might do something a little bit more chill. So if you wanna hang out, then that'll be cool. If not, that's cool also. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, let's do this. Josh says Ron is worse than some of the abusers I've assessed. At least they can admit it. Ron tells people he has changed and uses the fact that he attended a batterer's program to maintain denial of his ongoing abuses and mental state. He's also very possessive. Scarily possessive. Like real talk. Scary possessive. Oh, is the 36 one Ron's? There are only 35 claims. There is no 36th.
I know that. I want to create a new claim.
Oh?
A negligent referral claim.
Sorry, that's a deep reference. Hope you guys enjoy it. Pro Hero All Might says, thinking of naming my Dragon's Breath COD loadout the Law Splainer since it spits straight fire. Option 2 is the Chlamydia Clapper since that shit burns. Without bias, which one is better? The Chlamydia Clapper is better. It really is. Dude says, does a dyslexic machine... Oh, wait, I read that one. Mercenary X says, please look up Phoenix Wright, Boot to the Head by CMSP Y. Row Wolf on YouTube, Nick. It actually makes a very entertaining thing about a lawyer reading a will and people getting kicked in the head with boots. Tell me what you think, please. We need laughter. Is it that old Dr. Demento Boot to the Head audio? That was a funny skit. Cartman says, Ron is a cuck. He's a big fat cuck. He's the biggest cuck in the whole wide world. He's a stupid cuck. He's a cuck. He's a cuck to all the boys and girls. Boys and girls. Oh, Cartman. Yes, thank you.
Well.
Nancy says, I'm sure you've been asked a ton of this already, but are you planning on talking about Darkside Phil's bankruptcy case turning into an asset case? Could make for a good smaller stream. Love your coverage on him, by the way. Yeah, I just have to, I have to make sure the facts are correct on the Darkside Phil thing. A lot of people are watching. I want to make sure it's that I understand everything that's going on. Bankruptcy isn't my practice area. So I want to make sure I've got the memos and the court classifications and stuff locked down before I'm out there talking about it. That's it. Base Night says, if my boyfriend is on disability and I want to live with him and I have a job, how would he be able to live with me? I've heard that if he earns money outside of the disability, they get angry. I need a lot of help with this. Thank you. That's a long conversation. I can't do it in a justice chat. If you email me where you're at in your state, I can try and find you an attorney in your state that can help you. Let me know. Jay says, Ron, quote, you've tried to harass, bully, intimidate, threaten, and silence us. Also, Ron, 2,400 comments later. If you try to intimidate, harass, or offend Monica, there will be consequences. There will be consequences if you harass my fiance. Vic has to pay. Yeah. I mean, self-awareness was never his strong suit. Gamer Hands Jr. Inc. says, there's a whole bunch of inconsistencies like every effing thing they said. Here's my money and take it respectfully, Mr. Rackets. Will do. Can I get a cameo appearance on your Big Brain panel? Please and thank you. Big Brain panel is for licensed attorneys. Sorry, so no. Siren Jag says, that hotel had 2 floors until Monica showed up and Donkey Kong stomped that effer to the ground and started throwing barrels. Games Still Large says, yo, Rackets in chat, loud as you can at this hour. Ron Toye is a beta cuck. Siren Jag says, 18 AA batteries in the remotes in Ron's ass. Gross. Gay and Still Large says, Monica, Ronnie, it's time for your dick flattening. Ron, yes, sweetie. Anonymous says, I set my name as Anon so it'll be easier to funnel this straight to the GoFundMe. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Doom Guy says, Ron, I know you are watching this. I hope you get Corona-chan and spare the planet from your mental retardation.
I truly do hate you and wish nothing but utter contempt for you and your bloodline. Wow, that's a strong... I mean, that sounds like what Doom Guy would say, though. That was a strongly worded justice chat there. Knight of Hopex says, Ron, we all know you like getting things jammed in your ass, but not even your blown out accordion of a colon could withstand a pounding of that magnitude. If you sue Nick, you won't be able to afford Horsica's grain and salt lick anymore when it's over either. Don't sue me. That would be stupid. Be really, really, really a poor choice. Especially because you're a public figure in this matter. Like, for sure. Like, you have to realize that, Ron. You've spent an entire lawsuit claiming that this is a matter of public concern and you are speaking directly into it. You, by your own under oath admissions, have made yourself a public figure. So, that'd be a problem. I'm just saying, maybe your lawyer didn't tell you that. That would be an issue for you. But, you know, just don't do it because you're wasting your money. Psychoanalyzing this psycho says, I am a clinical therapist and watching how Ron behaves is interesting. He displays multiple stereotypical traits of different psychological pathologies, but with his own flavor on top. I'd love to talk to you about it if you're interested. Love the show. Email me immediately. I want to talk to you until Monica comes home or whatever. Definitely. Yes, I would love to talk to you. I'd also love your assessment of me because I'm sure I'm a narcissistic asshole too. Please, 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 whatever you need. Just email me. We will make that conversation happen as much as you want. The Atomisk says, no one will see the black eye during quarantine. Oh my God. Rage DMX 47 says, late and Renfamous. Rude. Ed Devi says, Nick, maybe it's Ed D6, like Roman numeral 6. Nick, I heard you don't like beer, but please put this towards getting yourself a Hellshire 9 next time you can visit a bottle shop. Look the beer up, you may like it. Big Imperial Bourbon Aged Stout. The only beer I've ever really kind of enjoyed was, what's it called? I have it somewhere. It was a bourbon aged beer as well. Oh man, I can't find it. I've got it somewhere. Sorry. Ryan Gordon says you're not late but still gay. I'll take it. Deadly Chibi, welcome to lawyer status. Thank you so much for joining the channel. The Nerdthal King says, gotta see the upload. Just want to say I can't wait to see just how mentally insane this cuck is. Also, screw Corona-chan. Not that way. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's putting your manhood at risk. BTL Video Production says, in a way, Ron is a celebrity on this channel. He's our cuck. Hey, look, you do what you do. Romeo Garbo says, of course Ron did something stupid. He exists. Joshua Heggie says, let Ty know New Jersey is looking for volunteer COBOL programmers if he's bored. Guys, Ty texts me today, immediately, and demanded a retraction for making fun of his COBOL skills because of that. So I formally retract my insults of you, you ancient boomer. I formally retract the fact that the only programming language you know went dead before the Dead Sea Scrolls were literally located. I mean, it's been that long. So, good job. Good job. Ty's coding skills are as old as New Jersey's unemployment system. That's maybe the biggest insult of all. Next. BTL Video Productions. Ty, were you ever cucked by your fiance? I did not recall. Hashtag 300 proof cucktail. Rhinosaurus Rex says, hey Nick, little bro's 21st birthday this weekend. Since we can't go to a bar, I want to start off his whiskey journey right. Any suggestions? Always do the man check. Bottle of Lafroig or a bottle of Lagavulin 16. You want to splurge? Get a bottle of Lagavulin 12. That's the hair on your tongue check right there. Lagavulin 12. Get one of those. If you just want to, if you're not whiskey, you're not peaty, smoky whiskey drinkers, get a nice, get a Dalmore 15, a Dalmore cigar malt, a Balmore 15 darkest. It depends on your budget. If your budget's like $50, a Basil Hayden bourbon, a Glenlivet 12, both great choices. DCV Titan. It's a birthday, so, you know, I don't know what your spending is. Any one of the things I just mentioned is great. Anaphoric says, YouTube won't let me leave a mean and vulgar message. Just take my money already. I will. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry that YouTube is mean like that. Stifling your speech. DCV Titan says, good to know that Ron is super busy with work and not going into crippling debt from being a moron in quarantine, Chan. Razor says, taking the Jim Carrey challenge, Nick, you can do it. You must mean, is it the beard? Lady Rackets has said I need to keep it throughout Corona. I need to shave my neck hair, though. Finnegan Chief says, we saw the depositions. We know why Ron batters women. They're terrible when grilled. Changas Khan says, I'm waiting for Monica to start her OnlyFans so Ron can become full beta simp. Literally no one else is, though. I love your sacred cow. Thanks for the fist bump. John Taylor, Ron voice. Stay back, Corona. Stay back. Take that. The power of my remote. What are you doing? You're unzipping my pants? No! Yes, wink. No one important says, shout out to my boy Chaseface for showing off just how ignorant him and all the other outsiders are about Vic and his situation. Here is to my unsub to him. Oh, man. Too bad. I don't know why he came out and said that. Like, well, a friend told me about this thing that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Sure, he's mad that he said that now. I'm sure. Now, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't put words in his mouth. I have no idea. I have no idea. Sakaki Onsai says, Ron, haha, you screwed up. Nick, no, according to Lady Rackets, I screw down and screw well. Also, is Ron's theme song Green Acres? Seems like he likes farm animals, like horse-mouthed women. Oh, man. No one important says, wait, did Ron admit to watching your show? Ron's been watching the show for a long time. Ron's been watching the show for an embarrassing amount of time. Probably Lemons, too. Andrew War Snowboard says, Ron's Constitution, he hasn't even declared independence. Caleb John says, first super chat ever. Hey, thank you. You have made a hard time fly by. Suing my grandparents because they promised us a house and we've been paying taxes on, and 15 years later kick us out. Lawsuit is underway. Oh, man. That's crazy. A promissory estoppel real estate case? Good luck. It's a tough one, but I mean, you acted in reliance on their promise by paying the taxes. That's 15 years. It's a lot of taxes to pay. Literally, good luck to you. I'm not saying that you don't have a good case. Those are hard cases, but if that's the fact set, then that's a good one. I love your sacred cow says, noob questions here. Is there one specific event that triggered these people to take action against Vic? Also, how long has Ron been with his girlfriend? Well, there are different responses. If you ask Monica, they've been engaged about a year. If you look at Ron's Facebook, they've been engaged well over 5 years. You know how there's that meme where women remember like your first date. Like they remember the date of your first date and the time and stuff like that. And that's like it's like the sitcom meme, right? Where the woman's like, oh, you know what today is, right? And you're like, oh, it's the anniversary. Yeah. 47 months ago, at this time, in this very location, you gave me a daisy. And that's when I knew that when you finally asked me for a date, that I would say yes. Or whatever it is, right? Like it's some weird thing. Monica's answer to when they got engaged was literally, I did not recall. Ouch. Ouch. Whew. Okay. One specific event that triggered these people to take action against Vic? Yeah, it was him being in Broly. Make no mistake. The timing is exactly right. And little birds have told me that there is an effort to prevent Vic from being in Broly. That fluttered out. They didn't want him to be in the movie that... Look, Japan and Funimation both knew that Broly was going to be a success. Of course it was. People around Vic didn't want him in Broly. Tried to get him out. Here's the problem. He's been Broly for 20 years, and everybody likes him as Broly. And if you switched him out as Broly, the fans would go, wait, what the hell? It didn't work. So Vic acted as Broly. That's what did it. I mean, that and the very real possibility that Vic moved to Dallas because Vic was on the extremely short list of probably one to become a director at Funimation and become an official Funimation full-fledged employee with all the benefits and protections that come with that, and then have casting authority over those people. I mean, there's all that was going on, but hand wave that away. None of that happened. It's definitely because they suddenly all spontaneously decided that they were mad about things that they haven't been mad about ever. So, Nivok de Orc says, victory number 36 is the appeals court would force Drex to visit Monica while Ron watches from the closet dressed as Aquaman. Teddy McSoyboy says, wait, are you telling me Ron Toei watches these streams? In that case, hi Ron, go eat a rotten potato and lick gas station toilets, you scumbag. There you go. Next he says, hi Ron, Monica once took a carrot from my hand, bit my hair by the base of my skull, and yeehawed something sexual into my ear. My truth is my truth. Andrew War Snowboard says, Toye, you have a no marbles. Liberty Prime says, can't super chat about red communist China. Oh, by the way, YouTube made an announcement to creators that they're now starting to monetize on a case-by-case basis coronavirus reporting, so long as you follow their strict guidelines on it. So, China #1. Rogue says 300,000 plus to maintain a lie. Moronica are trash. Bard says, I just realized that even Maddox wasn't stupid enough to do what Soye is doing now to Dick or Asterios. He's the archetype for abusive partner. Even Maddox. Even Maddox. Ryan Gordon says, why is it Ron speaking on behalf of the brigade? I don't know. Very weird. Derek Bambanek says, tonight has been hilarious. Your Stewie impression was flawless. And tearing this cuck to bits. Funny censorship aspirations are concerning. I wonder if it'll all come down in the end. Get woke, go broke. We can only hope, right? Clumsy K says, Nick, you did not review my sexy fan art. I am sad. Oh. Maybe I'll show it tomorrow. Bloody Thumb says, sent you an email like you asked. By the way, watch Record of Lotus War. It's anime D&D. Gawker's Death Rattle says, damn it, I got grifted and small scale swindled. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let's see. Perception Check says, this super chat is gifted on behalf of Ron Toye. Thank you, Ron. Blaine 20 says, this super chat is the product of swindle. Tsukaki Onsai says, German accent, Ron, masturbator, go wop wop, wop wop. Smooth Jazz says, a joke dedicated to Ron Soye. One day, a sheepdog herded a flock of sheep into their pen. Once he was done, he said to the farmer, I've got all 40 sheep into the pen, but I only have 37. I know, I rounded them up. That's a dad joke. That's a dad joke. Boag says, no one cares who dubs the lolly in the anime. Fix that for you. Yes. Boag says, reminder subs over dubs. Yorgamundo7 says, nobody deserves that. Hashtag justice for Chair-kun. Ron's even abusing my chair. Rude. Malik Foxen says, don't do that to Chair-kun. He didn't deserve that. Skyhime says, you Bazyard. You threw Chair-kun under the bus. No, Ron did it. It wasn't even me. I wasn't even on camera. Tamara Holloway says, Ron struggle snuggled Chair-kun. No, Soye, no. True. Raul Aguilar, thank you for the donation. Malik Foxen says, we didn't lie once. So Grammar says there used to be a time they didn't lie. He was being honest. We didn't lie once. Oh, Blaine20 says, anyone who thinks positively of curb stomping is evil. Absolutely. Dick Pound Debussy says, oh God, I'm gonna coom. Also, libel, slander, etc. should be completely legal. It's up to individuals whether they believe things or not. Yeah, shockingly, I agree on what it should be, but it isn't. It isn't that. And again, I do think that companies need to stop paying attention to Twitter, and that will defeat all of these problems. If there are no damages, by the way, there's no libel or defamation or slander. So, simple way to fix that is to stop believing anonymous people on the internet when they post something. That's not how people work. Alex says, hi, Nick. I am from across the pond. I only catch the tail end of these streams, and then I go back and rewatch it on YouTube. You make law very interesting. Keep up the good work. Hey, thanks. Thanks, pal. Jen GM says, Ron curb stomping. That's rich coming from a beta. Tamara Holloway says, Moron a la Monty Python. Are we the baddies? Tassius says, that ADA joke you made just caused me to bust up laughing. You deserve this for that, even in these trying times. Take that, Ron. Nick is funny. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Some nobody says, let that pipe-armed equestrian watch. Reception check says, sounds like Ron revels in the idea of using the legal system to harass Vic, even if he has a gross misunderstanding of how it all works. Of course he does. What do you think keeps his tissue paper supply dried up? Well, not dry, if you know what I'm saying. Tagahill says, Ron, there's no escaping my remote, Mr. Rekieta. Thomas Conley says, I don't have enough TRT on hand to counteract the gynecomastia caused by reading Soye's DMs. I've grown C-cup breasts and I'll be suing you for reckless endangerment of the public. Rip. Enjoy them titties. No one important says, is Ron so big brain, so delusional that he would believe you are all these people? He does. Does he really believe he's just loved by everyone? Yes. Or it's just you? Yes. Short answer, yes. If it sounds stupid, yes. Yes. Lydia Schewitz says, hope you and your family are well. Lydia, you survived the coronavirus. Weren't you sick or on quarantine? I'm so glad to hear that you're okay. I hope you're okay. Thank you. My family and I are very well. Who said Fantasy Soft Entertainment just died on Twitter? What does that mean? I believe, does that mean their Twitter's down? Or they quit or something? I don't know. I don't know anything about Fantasy Soft. There were some interesting observations on the forums about it, but I don't know. You know, I don't know anything about it. Janel Pop says, maybe I'm stupid because alcohol, but why is 17-0 then 36-0 when 17 times 2 is 34? I mean, I have a theory on why it would be like that. Fantasy Soft called it quits. They're closing. That's because they could never get the funding. And they were asking for $800,000 and raised $1,000. I mean, no offense. Hats off to them, but the writing should have been on the wall at that point. But, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they should have gotten some public statements from Vic or something. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about Fantasy Soft. Just that they're talking about having Vic on their show and stuff like that, but okay. Next. Sorry. Last all I says, I'm drunk off my ass, so have a couple bucks. Hey, thank you. Jen GM says, the amount of crayons needed for these mental gymnastics. You think Ron would have every cent invested in Crayola? S in the chat for sad. Cargis says, participating to get away from the corner and Ron. Oh, thank God. Robonex666 says, I knew it. The GoFundMe is an international money laundering scheme to benefit Late-Night Shockjock Nicholas Moneybags Rekieta, which is why I'm donating to it. That's all the money coming from me and then going back to me minus the amount that GoFundMe keeps and the processing fees or whatever. That's perfect. That's the ultimate grift. Why Pete says, why is this guy such an idiot? It's sad and pathetic how this child conducts himself during a lawsuit. Love you, Nick. Been with you guys since day one. Hey, yes. Thanks, pal. I don't know why he's an idiot. I don't know. Maybe he caught West Nile from Lemoyne. What is this? Okay. Here we go. Hive says, Mafia Ron is going to break your kneecaps with a remote and take your super chats, Nikki. Oh. Malik Foxon says, that's so weird coming after him mentioning his nieces. Yeah. Effing gross. Freaking gross, man. We have interesting things planned for you. Go dive off a bridge. Well, luckily, I don't go along with other people's plans usually. I just have my own. Andrew Shugat says 36-0 is Ron's fight record for being able to nut before the bull. Oh, God. Oh, ooh, I regret nothing but everything. Ugh. Mr. Schwagen says he was hoping you would ask him about the win-loss number discrepancy because he had a sick, witty line. He's mad he couldn't use it on you, lulz. Unfortunately, I don't care about Ron's plans. Instinct says, showed my girlfriend the Monica story. She doesn't believe it, knowing nothing of the situation. Lol. That's because it doesn't make sense. Nobody acts like that. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, if you get a chance, watch Phoenix Wright. Bullshit Evolved on YouTube. It's a classic. Tamara Holloway says, love Crazy Squirrels. They're fun. Ron is a douche. Oh, I apologize to all the Crazy Squirrels. The Atomisk says, did he admit to conspiracy? Who knows anymore? Mike Testa says, for you, good Nikki, a boot to the head. Boot to the head. Yetna P says, prison therapist from last Ron show ever email you? Yes. But, they said they couldn't do any sort of diagnosis over the thing. So they just sent me some funny stuff and it was great. But they can't really do much. As Cybertaz says, I give Nick money because he makes me laugh. I give to the GoFundMe to help Vic, who had some hog beast try to put her ham hocks in the air and wanted him to slide into her slimy sarlacc pit. We laugh at Ron. S Cybertaz, why would you do that? Instinct, welcome to Paralegal. I appreciate it. Casting Coach says Nick's master plan. Get guy to sue other guy, raise money, guy loses in to pay, and opponents get the money, use it to sue Nick, who wins and gets it. Now you're thinking like a lawyer. Now this is law racing, right? Kuro, welcome to lawyer status. I appreciate it. Hey, you guys, by the way, if you are a member of YouTube or if you are a member of the Patreon or the whatchamacallit, New Project 2, there will be a cooking stream hopefully this week at some point very soon. I'm vacillating between some recipes and working on getting the kitchen into working order. You can get an entire kitchen clean with 5 kids. It will be dirty the next day. So, but that is once the kitchen is ready and I pick a recipe. I was gonna just do something with a nice roux, and I may still, but now I might do some like struggle food since coronavirus. So we'll see. But yeah, all of you will have access to that. So keep a watch out for it. Stooge Muffin 7 says, rip Fantasy Soft Entertainment, check Twitter. Okay. Chengiz Khan says, you think Ron would enjoy visiting the ranch and have a good time with the 18 Naked Cowboys? Look, I mean, Ron's a person who blends into all crowds, I think. Andrew Binns, welcome to lawyer status. Bad Vibes, welcome to upgrading to super lawyer. Thank you. Rick Robinson says, great stream until my state issued a test of their emergency broadcast system over the TV. Rude. Rude. I'm going to sue the state. Bad Vibe says, Ron has an IQ lower than his height in feet. Spectre06 Gaming says, Spirit, no one wants to see you ruin a big brain panel like you did Nick's KCC panel, you mushmouth fool. Oh, damn. Gauntlet thrown. Zyver Warrior says, Spirit Jr. is Spurg. Learn to control yourself, boy. Malachi Tomlinson says, can we pour one out for my poor bunnies? Coyote got him. Rip bunnies. Spectre06 Gaming says, crayons are for noms. Nothing else, you monsters. Shidub Unholy says, you must do all the chats during your show too. I do all the chats during my show. What do you mean? Alex says, Ron seems like the guy who would drop a log into his hands and then clap, then question to you why it smells bad. Super Alfredo 64 says, oh, missed the Ronversation. Oh, well, at least I came in time for a super chat. Here, Nick, take this 10 to buy yourself a rack of ribs for your meat cravings. Nothing but meat. And then finally, Keck7Go says, tune in to watch Nick burn his roux. Lol. Keck. I don't burn a roux anymore. And then finally, we've got Bad Dragonite saying in Ron voice, stay back, aim, aim. Points remote. Stay back. Aim, aim. Pro Hero All Might says, all right, thanks. Chlamydia Clapper it is. If the developers ever add a TV remote as a melee weapon, I'll be sure to call it the Love Tap or the Blade of Soy. I don't know. I'll leave it up to the chat. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys. That's what we got for the night. Feel free to come over onto Twitch for some chill streaming. We're not going to do Doom Eternal tonight because there's too much beet vodka in my system for that. But we'll do something just very relaxed. So, yeah. Lydia Shewitt says, I support you on New Project 2, FYI, under a different name. Oh, you do? We also watch most of your videos, even if I'm quiet. Normally, no, I'm still watching. I'm just glad you're alive. Thank you for supporting on New Project 2. If you haven't gotten a link to the Discord, please let me know. I'll be glad to let you in. You don't even need to participate if you don't want to, or you can use a pseudonym. It's fine. If you are in there, I'm glad. All right, guys. That's it for the evening. Let's get the outro playing. I will see you over on Twitch if you decide to come. Coom. And if not, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow for the rest of Morons filing. There will be plenty of making fun of that to go around. Wednesday, Ethan Van Sciver talking about Wrecked Planet, the comic industry, and coronavirus and all that stuff. And the coronavirus talk hopefully will be limited to how it's affecting the comics industry. That's the goal. And also on the threats of violence that he received recently. And then finally, on Thursday, looks like a Drex stream. I'll confirm it as soon as it's confirmed. And then Friday, Big Brain Panel. All right, guys. Enjoy the night. I'll see you soon. Peace. Peace.
She makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag about more of love rug. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the wrong better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Dante to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea. Post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what